right. We hit the live button. We're live. Toy Kind of Mood, episode 107, the most anticipated classified G.I. Joe figures for 2023. And it's Murderer's Row, who's who in the Joe community. Very excited to bring on this group and very flattered that you guys would join me at a Toy Kind of Mood. Trab Moody, of course, my sidekick when I talk Joes, Tony Spigs, Anthony Romo. What up, dude?
What up, guys? How you doing? Guys looking good. Time to have fun.
Oh, yeah. And all right, let's go around the room. And I got the punk with toys in the middle of us. Lawrence, what's happening, man?
I'm good. How's everyone else? Let's find out some more classified stuff.
Exactly.
You were talking so much trash in the last Joe show. I was like, I got to bring him on so we can now see if there's any trolls on your end.
I'm sure there are. But hey, you said, don't ramble on too much.
Oh, we'll stop you there then. All right, and next guy is the infamous Fred Broca on Instagram. Pretty boy who does not want to be seen. He's got a Crimson Guard mask on. What's happening, my friend?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, we're all doing the thing. Can't wait to hear your list. Love your photography. Again, check it out, Fred Broca. And this guy's got a million names. You're trying to figure out who he is. He's G.I. Zen on Instagram. He's also BaldyLockz Reviews, a rising star in the YouTube review game. He's man.
That's clean.
You've been taking, yeah. He's got the clean BaldyLockz going, and he's been killing it lately with some exclusive reviews before everyone else. How you doing, my man?
Hey guys, thanks for bringing me on. Man, G.I. Joe has been a lot of fun for the last 2 years. It's
Yes, sir.
got me through the pandemic. I'm sure it got a lot of people through the pandemic, and it's really cool to kind of see things really taking off and thriving. I think it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, who do I bring on? And I'm just seeing the guys that are they're just working out there, doing YouTube reviews, killing it in the community. Friendly guys, super cool guys. Love, been supporters of what we do. So, but man, there's a legend in the house. He's the honcho. He's worked at Hasbro. We only got him for a little bit, so we'll start with him. But first, we'll introduce what's on Joe's mind, Mark Weber.
And I'm America's house guest. Anybody who wants a little drop of the web, I'm happy to show up. I wish I could stay longer, but I'm 49 now, man. Like, bedtime comes real early in the Weber household. So I appreciate you letting me lead off. And then you guys can just hammer my picks as soon as I'm gone. or live. Fine. Like, I don't have much ego left. So bring it on. I'm happy.
Good. There isn't a better leadoff guy in the baseball series. So you're going to do some elite baseball. We'll talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, it's my side hustle. It's called Eternal Baseball. You can check it out at eternalbaseball.com. And the elevator pitch is, imagine every team lining up all their players, all side by side in their absolute prime. And then they each build their best possible team and compete head up for an elite kind of eternal championship. We're in season 3 right now. And it's the kind of thing, let me Boston it up for you, Travis. It's the kind of thing where you got Mookie Betts, followed by Carl Yastrzemski, followed by Manny Ramirez, followed by Ted Williams in the lineup.
Wow.
So,
oh my goodness.
Or if you head into a playoff series against the Red Sox, you head up to Fenway, and you're going to face Cy Young, Roger Clemens, and Pedro Martinez, all in their prime. And so it sounds like your team's a world beater, but every team is a world beater in Eternal Baseball. So check it out. It's totally free. We have live games go up every day except Friday. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us at eternalbaseball.com. And that's the main reason why I can't stay longer, because it takes a ton of work to churn out every box score every night. And that's what I'm doing the second I hit the ripcord.
Yeah, and I'm eternally grateful that you joined, because I'm among elite company, and this is a great, about as good of a baseball lineup you're going to get in the Joe community, talking toys, talking most anticipated. And yes, there were some code names leaked Thank you, Chaz, Guru, His Tank, Bees Battlegrounds, who's in the chat. We'll say hi to some folks in a bit. But before we say hi to some folks and talk about all the news bits, let's get right into Mark's list. Of course, this is the most anticipated Joes of the year. Now, we got two lists for everybody. These are your most anticipated classifieds that have been announced, whether it's name only, digital renders, reveals, whatever. And then there will be a list of our wish list, because then it's fun. Like, we got top fives for each. So the wish list is stuff they haven't even chirped about yet. And that's what we do. But we'll take you into your list, Mark, of course, representing Wajma. And here we go. At your number one. We're going 1 through 5. No 5 through 1. We're going right to the top. And you want to take it away.
Dude, I loved this guy as a kid because when you started out, when they were brand new, I kind of judged them a little bit by how much stuff they came with. So when Snow Job came out with all that, getting 2 poles, getting the backpack, getting the skis, getting the rifle, that looked like pretty good value for $2.99 for little baby Webb. But this guy, man, because the rocket launcher broke down into so many pieces, this guy looked like an absolute bargain and a total badass. I always liked Scrap Iron, and I think he's one of those guys that even if he isn't one of your favorites, everybody likes him on some level, right? He's just a cool dude. So I'm dedicated to seeing this guy come out. Really happy we're going to get a good look at Scrap Iron.
Do you want to mention, so if we show you pictures that aren't from Hasbro, guess what? It was a name only reveal. And this was a Yojo June. Did anybody else have Scrap Iron on their list in the top 5?
I think I did.
All right, you want to just kind of explain that we'll save a little time there?
Well, going back when I was a kid, first off, he had an automatic pistol, which I just thought was the coolest thing. But exactly what Mark said, like, he had so much stuff. And even though when you technically broke it down, it was really two things as a kid, but you had like these 2 rocket launchers, and he was just everything you wanted in a bad guy. He got to carry this rocket launcher, set it down. You can blow up the tanks, and I always pictured him to be on Destro's crew more than Cobra Commanders.
Fairly said. Mark, we're going to take you right into number 2, and it's General Hawk.
And I was a big Hawk fan because I took it pretty literal. I love the file cards, always have. And when I was first collecting, I took it serious when I read that Hawk was the highest rank of the original 13 and an excellent leader. And I love the comics too. So Hawk was always my number 1 guy. So much so I was actually mad that he was missing from the cartoon when it showed up and everybody was running around following Duke. And Duke's fine. But for me, Hawk was always the guy. So I love that we're getting him, and I would assume that this is the Hawk we're going to get, the bomber jacket, G.I. Joe Commander. That's what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get. But and it's funny because this guy is just the flip of Scrap Iron. You get a helmet, a backpack, and a pistol, but the jacket sells it like crazy. And I always liked, even though some of the futuristic and somewhat weird stuff was still cool, I like the guys that looked kind of legit military. Hawk looks legit military. So he was an instant win for me as a kid, and I can't wait to see him in the classified line.
You think we're going to get the blonde hair or the brown hair?
I think we get the brown hair because I think they want to separate him from Duke. And I was true. That never bothered me so much because Duke sometimes had no helmet, but Hawk always had his helmet.
Always had it, yeah.
So it didn't matter to me too much.
Yeah, and so I do want to add that there's a possibility of a deluxe. I think, my opinion, I think they're going to go right away with just a figure. But BaldyLockz, I'll chime in with you really quickly. You did say something about, and in your list you had Hawk Deluxe. You want to kind of talk about that for a minute?
I just think, he's an iconic Joe. Like Mark said, he's from the original 1982 lineup. He was always a leader. Always a little bit cooler than Duke. I think Duke gets a bad rep, but Hawk was always that kind of cool leader everybody wanted to follow. I would love to see him introduced as like maybe number 75 or as a deluxe. I'm not sure what he would come with. He's not known. to be tied to any type of vehicle. But I think bring him in right, make him.
Isn't this Hawk? Isn't that
there
Hawk
you
right
go.
there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the hell with that Hawk.
That's the V3.
Give me the Hawk with the MMS.
Colonel Hawk.
I mean, even if he came with the Mirage or something, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, only if it falls apart right out of the package.
Oh,
Like
God.
true vintage.
Mark
toy-
Behind making one. It's probably
that toy-
I still have
$1,000.
my Mirage from being a kid. And
Dude, that
it
toy
holds
was
up.
garbage. Like every other Joe toy up to that point had been relatively sturdy. And then you got this thing that wouldn't stay apart out of the pack. And it was like,
And,
what the hell?
I don't know, dude.
That's why it's
I
worth
still
so
got
much money
mine.
right now.
It's fine.
It's a good
Silver
point.
Mirage is like more of a model than a
Yeah.
toy that kids would
No
play.
doubt, no doubt. Yeah, to
But I
glue
love
that
the Silver
shit.
Mirage. I like it so much. I went and purchased the boxed one just to have it, and then I have a loose one. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite vehicles that I had as a kid. Even though it was like even though like I was always like when I play with it, I was always scared like it was gonna break. The message didn't fall off.
It's no Ram, but it's definitely like to me it was like the fun Evil Knievel G.I. Joe vehicle. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just going to say, man, no toy was ever better described than loose Silver Mirage. Because that's all they ever were, man.
Yeah, I know Fred Broca had him on his #1 list. Of course, he was name only at PulseCon. So we'll go to the next one, Mark. And of course, it's Snow Job.
Yeah, I thought they waited a little too long to get into the kind of environmental troopers, right? Like I'm really happy that we're getting a snow guy. Really happy that we're getting Torpedo. I think those guys were kind of a must. I would like to have seen at least one of them a little earlier, but I'm happy we're getting them now. And yeah, like I said about Scrap Iron, as a kid, when I saw Snow Job on the pegs, look at all that stuff, right? Compare that to Breaker 1 year earlier, where you're getting a helmet, a headphone, and a backpack. You're not even getting a weapon. So to get Snow Job with what ended up becoming the iconic G.I. Joe weapon, his laser rifle that they duped for everybody in the cartoon.
Right.
Plus,
Yeah.
he's a redhead, so you know you can trust him, even with a name like Snow Job. So
Snow Job.
I'm super excited to get this guy. I think he's great. I think it was he just became kind of generic snow guy. But if you actually dig into his file card, the fact that he was an Olympic biathlon competitor, right? He could
How do
actually.
you trust somebody without a soul?
Well, I guess that's a good point. That one. The funny thing is that people think that's a parka. He's actually going shirtless. As a redhead. That's right, skin tone.
So he's like quick kick in the snow.
That's pretty much it, right? Quick kick showed you can do it, man. It just takes willpower and maximum effort.
So Fred Broca, you had this one on your #4. So we'll get to you right now if you want to talk about the Arctic Trooper.
Yeah, Snow Job was definitely a favorite as a kid, and I think he's iconic of Mass Device, the first series, G.I. Joe series. He was definitely had a lot of time on that 5-part series, especially in the snow. It was very iconic. So yeah, I'm shocked that why we don't have it now.
All right, next one on the list, Torpedo.
I mean, Torpedo, he honestly deserved better from the cartoon and everything else, because I think probably as kids, at least for me, I didn't quite understand that the SEALs were the absolute top shelf, right? Like the baddest men on the planet. To me, as a kid, he was just the diver, right? He was the swimmer guy, which was cool to have, but SEALs are so much more than frogmen. So yes. I like how he's been written in the comics. And the idea that this isn't just a guy diving for pearls, right? This is one of the baddest asses on the entire Joe roster. So I love that we're getting this guy. And the gear is great, right? Like the gear is actually a lot better than what he originally came with. He's got the semi-auto to take care of business when he gets up. The flippers look great. I just think this guy is full win, despite that brutal chest cut right in the middle. It's hard to ignore, but that only brings him down like 1 grade.
Listen, anyone that can go into a firefight with a harpoon gun is a badass.
Yeah.
So
In the swamp.
with his
Yeah,
flippers
and
on.
well, Punk, you had him on your list too. I think number 3. So if you want to, it was from Yojo June. But go ahead.
Seriously, Mark said pretty much everything. Just when you look at the aesthetics of him, just the color scheme works absolutely perfect. And again, I didn't know what the seals were. I didn't realize what a seal was. Now, as you get older, it's like, oh yeah, the seals. This guy, he'd be going in with his submachine gun here. But I just love the way that he looks. And obviously, once you give this, you know that eel's coming.
Yeah.
You know that wetsuit's coming.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a whole load of divers. So I think I love the way he looks, and I love what they did. And you know, you'll be able to interact or recreate like scenes of like seals coming out of the water.
My only complaint, and it's a small one, and it always ties to the brutal chest cut for me. Man, if they had just tightened up that gray stripe up the torso a little bit, so it mirrored where the horizontal or the vertical parts of that cut are,
Yeah.
it would help hide it so much better. But
It would have.
it's a small quibble. This is a fantastic.
I'm pretty sure Mark from Gridiron Studios is grinning from ear to ear because I'm pretty sure he has some plans for this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
do
you're not
you
wrong.
only get one? Do you only get
What
one
was
of
that?
them, or do you get like 2 or 3? Somebody said something about doing pictures of the seals coming out of the water. He's not an army builder, but he's an army builder, right?
Yeah, he could be. I mean, hell, all you got to do is put on someone else's head.
Yeah.
I mean, every GI Joe can fly an F-14, so they can all dive, right?
So can Destro too. Like,
Well, they all wore wetsuits in Mass Device.
Yeah, the yellow ones. Yeah.
Great
But
point.
once you put the
Tony,
mask on,
you
you
made
know
a
who the hell it is anyway.
exactly. Tony, you made a terrific custom. And you also have Torpedo on your list, number 3. You want to talk about him for a minute?
Yeah, that guy's my number 3. I mean, I took I didn't think they were gonna make him for a while. I made him a while back, and I made 2 versions. The second one's a whole lot better to me. He's on like a Deadpool buck because it's got the skin tight suit, and it just came out really good. And then after a while, they showed a digital render of him. Like, here we go.
right.
So I'll have another one. Yeah, all his gear is awesome. I'm sorry.
Can we refer to him by his real name as Pedo?
Yeah, Pedo. Come to Pedo, baby.
Pretty sure you can't use that anymore, but that's just going on a hunch.
It's Edward. It's Edward Lee Aloha, right?
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely.
Next one, Mark. Yeah, number 5.
I mean, it doesn't get much more badass than Low Light, right? Like, and again, go back to the file cards because I ate those up as a kid, and I think that's a real loss in this brand is the brilliance of the file cards. And I understand the reasoning, but I still lament it because going back, even 20 years, they were minimizing the file card, which I think is a huge mistake. But the idea that this guy as a kid got lost alone in the forest and they found him 2 weeks later with a weapon and a grin. Like, yeah, I like this guy. This is dark done the right way. Just an absolute no-nonsense badass. So I'm all about Low Light. He was one of the first guys that you actually were a little bit afraid of as a kid, right? And I like that. And without being over the top heel, this was a guy not to be messed with, and the guy maybe you don't sit next to at lunch, right? So I'm all about this guy, and from What's on Joe's Mind. This is Joe Colton's favorite Joe, so she is over the moon that we're going to get Low Light.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't he have that episode in season 2 where he kind of goes over his PTSD?
Yeah, and that was so much realer than we even knew back then, right?
That was for like to show that to kids back then. Like you were like, whoa, because it went pretty dark.
Yeah,
It's just childhood.
one of the things I loved about the brand, even on the Sunbow cartoon, but especially in the comic, didn't pander to a kid audience, right? It gave you something to learn, to aspire to. I loved when I'd see a real military term, and I didn't know at the time that Larry was a vet, right? A guy who had done this stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
that he was letting me in on not just legit real world terms, but the stuff the actual soldiers said. I ate that up as a kid.
So Mark ended up having 4. We have 4 of the exact same ones,
That's because
And-
you got excellent taste. That's
and I
why.
was that close to putting General Hawk on there.
There we go. Well, nobody's perfect.
Why didn't Hawk make your list, Lawrence?
Well, because I put someone else on it. That was-
That's called a
That's
tease.
why, bitch.
because
That's a tease.
because I want an OG Firefly.
There you go.
Because he only gave us 5.
Right.
That's true. Well, that's because
That
we
was
got
hard, man.
17
Only
people.
5?
We got 200 people on this show, but Punk with Toys, you did have the same as Mark, low light at number 5. Go ahead, talk about our guy right here, our sniper, a night spotter.
Dude, anyone, I mean, to give us an actual Joe with a sniper, and I'm not talking about that Zartan who his head's gonna be all over his because that cap or whatever moves anytime you try and put him in a sniper spot. Anytime you try to put a sniper in, like, just shooting as a sniper, he looked awesome. So if you can do that in O-ring form, what you can do with like the 6-inch and get them into the right spots, it's just gonna be awesome. So, but everything he comes with the small submachine gun, a bipod, giant scope here. He just looks absolutely awesome, and you can lose him. I mean, he's colored, so you can lose him pretty easily.
Except that red shoulder pad. I don't know what the deal is with that thing, but
They must have
Thank you.
just wanted a splash of color when they
Yeah,
first
they
did it.
Yeah,
need a
that's-
color for the kids.
Then his
Exactly.
red
But-
goggle.
So they gave him the red shoulder pad and a bright silver external zipper. Because when you got to go, you got to go.
Awesome. So look, that was a fantastic list. We got to admit, any of these top 5 lists could be our list. It's not like we're going to be upset or angry at any of these. There's still so many more Joes to come. And of course, they leaked out 21. There wasn't a leak because we don't know exactly who they are, but there's a code name thing. And we're going to go over that if you're just joining us, and we'll say hello in a little bit. But we got to get Mark out of here. He's got some eternal sunshine baseball to play. So, all right. So look, he represents What's on Joe Mind. Go check that out every Friday, right? 6 p.m. Pacific time. Is it 9 p.m. Eastern? Am I saying that right? So
Yep.
I want to make sure I get that
Eastern.
right. All right. So this is your wish list. None of these have even been, they might have talked about it during their fan streams, but they weren't name only reveals. They weren't digital renders. They weren't anything. So, all right, here we go. Number 1 on your wish list, Mark, is, well, you said you wanted all new characters, right? And then they mentioned something about, there's going to be these like pack rats or mole rats. So I was thinking they could be green shirts, but they could also be desert scorpions. There's rumors of that. Well, I want your take on the whole, before you talk about new characters, I want your take on the whole mole rat situation.
Me specifically? I'm sorry, I was fading out there for a second. My internet was all over the place.
You couldn't hear me?
No, I was. My internet was jumping all over the place, so I just got back.
Oh, all right. So basically, they mentioned a name only called the mole rats, and there's rumors that they're either going to be green shirts or they could be tunnel rat nemesis, which could be these kind of desert scorpions or whatever. So I want your take on what a mole rat could be.
I mean, I like Desert Scorpion, but I don't know that he's got a ton of pull as a figure. I think a green shirt is printing money if they want to do it. You could keep that up evergreen on the pulse and just keep selling them forever. So, like, I'm king of the lazy bastard custom. I don't do anything that involves paint or alteration or anything like that. But for guys that are good at it, and I'll give you a subtle hint right here. Just give them access to a $25, OG buck, and yeah, you'll have Joes coming out all the way up till Christmas and New Year's. So I think that's where the money is. So that's what I'd go with if I had a say in the room. What they're actually going to do, who knows?
Yeah.
That they're
So
printing
do we have?
money if they do that.
Yeah. So I'll keep you here, Zen. What do you think the mole rats are, dude?
So at first I thought it had something to do with tunnel rat, but I do think that it's going to be an army builder. That's how I'm feeling. So I think it's going to
Emily
be.
did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be maybe like our grunts. I don't know if we'll get a grunt in this. Maybe we will, but I definitely think that this is the G.I. Joe troop builder. People have been calling for it. Cobra's easily got they've got the easiest figures to army build, from Vipers to Bats. And G.I. Joe just doesn't have that. So this is what I think they're doing.
They announced a grunt though too.
I think they did, yeah.
Oh, is he on the list? I must have missed over him.
Yeah, they announced grunt.
But I'll say because they announced a grunt doesn't mean they couldn't announce a bunch of green shirts. And it seems like the mole rats could be that, but then of course, like we said, mole rat, tunnel rat, there's always that. And they still on the website, even though that website's outdated like for 3 years, they still have a version 2 Desert Scorpion there. So I don't know. Anyone else have any before we get to Mark's rest of the list? Anybody else have any theories on the mole rats? In the chat, let us know what you think the mole rats are too.
I have no idea, but I think green shirts would be awesome. Hasbro is, for a company that loves money, you put out some green shirts and then you go out and you do the Hasbro Pulse exclusives where you have like 5 different heads that you can order, so you can change them up, and people will be buying this stuff up like crazy. And I don't know why Hasbro hasn't done anything like that.
Green shirts would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. We have so many army builders, right, with all the troopers, and now we're getting all these Python Patrol versions of the troopers. And I look at one DTOF I have of villains and the other one of Joe's, and there's so much space in the Joe department. So we could use some support system there. But anyway, you want new characters, and I think that I'm with you there. You want to talk about that for a minute, Mark?
Yeah, I mean that's my number one. The thing on top of my wish list is just brand new characters. I think they've lost that essential part of what made this so good. And same thing with Transformers, was that there was no better part, way pre-internet, of being a Joe fan than finding that first new fig on the shelf and immediately, whoever it was, flipping it over and seeing who else is coming this year.
Exactly.
Who's the new blood? And when I got to work on the brand, we didn't have much item count, but I worked really hard to get some of that newness back into it, right? We got that with the Sightline tribute figure. We got that with Stiletto, the fan vote figure. I made sure we got Tombstone out. Wanted new blood, because that's what the line used to always be fueled by. And I know they've got 500 characters to choose from, and most of them are awesome. But what's even better is something brand new. Give me new characters. I think that was the lifeblood of the line, and I think they're mistaken, since they're obviously playing to the dedicated collector, if they think we wouldn't embrace that. All we did was embrace that.
All we did
as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give me something brand new. I know Lenny would love to design a completely brand new Joe that would be 100% his. Lenny's the guy who designed Windblade for Transformers, who has become a big deal in the Transformers community. And I know he's proud that that's his girl, right? He designed that from the ground out. Any designer, as cool as it is to be able to do a modernized lowlight or a different take on Storm Shadow, to be able to create something from the ground up that you can always point at and go, that's mine. We need more of that desperately in the Joe and the Transformers community.
I agree.
So that's my number one thing. I don't care who it is. Just give me somebody new. And even if I don't think they're terribly compelling, they're pretty much going to get a pass from me because they did something new. Let's see more newness in the lines. Gotta have it.
Well said. All right, so we'll go to your next one. I know you got a little bit, probably just a little bit of time left. So we got Interrogator.
This is my favorite. It's so self-serving. My favorite Cobra ever, right? It's friggin' Cobra Fett. Nothing better. Love this guy. And for as grateful as I am to have been able to work on the brand I loved most in my whole life, my favorite thing I ever got to do, Brian Savage at the club let me write 2 of the file cards. So I got to write the Interrogator file card because he's my favorite. And then I was also a big Ghost Rider fan. So I was able to write the Ghost Rider file card. Matter of fact, that was on my to-do list when my Hasbro tenure ended. And I reached out to him and said, can I still write that? And he said, absolutely. So this guy's super close to my heart. He's just a badass. So this is my number 2 guy. Not because I think he'd be a huge seller, not because I think he's a missed opportunity because he's a big deal, just because it's my favorite dude. And it's my list, so I can put him number 2.
Exactly. And I love the color scheme. I mean, we're definitely seeing a kind of a combination of like a stormtrooper and a bat kind of deal here with this outfit. But I mean, those are kind of color schemes I would wear. Like I love black, red, blue, like who doesn't, right? So it's like that's a very cool color scheme. And he's got some talk to me about that kind of that nunchucky looking kind of pulse, looks like a pulse rifle and kind of some energy there. Want to talk about that?
I mean, he's got such funky stuff every time they put him out, but the original one had that really cool kind of claw laser thing that they never reused for anybody. So it's pretty cool when you have a weapon that they didn't reuse anywhere. So I dig that. And the other bit, a total sidebar, everybody watching's a Joe fan, so everybody probably knows this, but the Hearts and Minds limited series that they put out, that Max Brooks wrote, the guy who wrote World War Z, has an issue that's all about Interrogator. And it's, I mean, the whole thing, I think it's like 5 issues, but every one of them's fantastic. And the Interrogator one is through the roof good. So if you haven't, if somehow that's off your radar or before you were rooting for G.I. Joe, check out that Max Brooks Hearts and Minds. I think you can get it in a hardcover
Amazing
somewhere.
book.
It's so good. So give that a shot and find out why I like Interrogator so much.
I'm already thinking about custom
Shane?
possibilities right there.
Oh yeah, dude.
There you go.
Absolutely. He is so badass. And that was one of the things I wrote on the file card is the guy's got his helmet on at all times, or so you think. Maybe you don't really know who the guy next to you at the lunch table really is, right? Nobody likes this guy because he's not just interrogating Joes, right? They'll bring in a Viper who did something wrong, sit him down.
He's Cobra Internal Affairs.
Pretty much, man. He's HR, and HR doesn't work for you.
That's awesome.
Torture device.
We'll go to the next. He certainly does. We'll go to the next one. We got the Flash from DC Comics. No, I'm kidding, but go ahead.
Right? I mean, he won't be called Flash. They'll have to Sergeant him up or Anthony Gambella. But I dug this guy originally because he was the most different of the original figures. And so, and G.I. Joe has always played on that, 5 years into the future kind of tech. And so to have a laser rifle trooper is pretty badass. And this is self-serving too, but as long as they put that chest protector on over the brutal chest cut, he's going to look fantastic.
Right.
If they try to paint it on, like the 25th anniversary Flash,
oh my God,
it's an absolute travesty. And it's one of my real heartbreaks. The thing I didn't get to do that I was hoping to do was fix that Flash when I was at Hasbro, and I never quite got the chance. So I'm hoping a really good-looking classified Flash will exercise that guilt from my conscience, and we'll get a good-looking laser rifle trooper.
That'd be quite the redemption story. Real quick, Fred Broca, this was your number 1 on your wish list. While we got him up there, you want to talk about that for just a second?
Awesome. Yeah, he was my first Joe, so that's the first one my dad got me. I just And he was also in Mass Device, so he's in the first 5-part miniseries. He was also with Snow Job in the snow scene where Snow Job, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Flash,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Tripwire all got stuck in that one cave with the radiation, and Snake Eyes got stuck behind the radiation shield. So he was there as well. He was in a few other episodes later down the line, but yeah, no, I just he was the first figure I got, so you know he has like a play like a like he's the top #1 in my book. So I had to go out and get like a vintage carded one just to have that, just for the memory.
And
Absolutely.
he might give us our first old school clear visor, right? Which would be pretty cool. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. And yeah, from Hasbro's point of view, he instantly becomes some kind of convention exclusive or Pulse exclusive when they Grand Slam him up, right? You put the silver pads on him, maybe give him a new head. You can afford a new head, and then put the jump on him, and there you go. Boom.
There you got a grand slam there. Yeah.
Instant money.
Love it. All right. And another one, number 4. This
Woo,
almost
baby.
made my list, man. Hit and Run.
I think Hit and Run is the most disproportionate Joe, maybe ever, for popularity compared to his actual push, right? Never really on the cartoon. He doesn't do much in the comic. He's never had a presence in the entertainment. But the figure itself rocks so hard that he's in almost everybody's at least top 20, if not top 10.
Yeah,
So
he's awesome.
this guy is just, he looks legit badass on so many levels, and he came with so much stuff that who didn't like Hit and Run? So yeah, totally looking forward to this guy.
Notorious for crack elbows.
Oh man, I guess it's his only weakness. That's his kryptonite.
Made a modern day custom of Hit and Run with my own vision called Night Raid, a name that they had used in the past. And then, of course, for Operation Recall, they have a big Russian guy with a dog, Night Raid, and that killed all my dreams. So this would have been like the modern day team.
They ripped
What
you
was
off.
that?
They ripped you
Big
off.
time.
They should have named that Russian guy Viper Island. Oh.
Oh no, you did it.
Did I do that? Did I? Yes, I did.
Do that?
I totally did that. I'm still doing it, actually.
You are. And just because you're doing it, we're going to number 5, version 2, Destro.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to give mad respect to any sequel that's better than the original, because you're looking at Godfather 2,
Godfather 2.
Aliens, Terminator 2, Snake Eyes 2, and this guy. That's about it.
Snake Eyes 2.
Snake. Let's be very clear. Snake Eyes 2, the figure.
Okay, there we go.
We all know there ain't going to be any Snake Eyes 2.
No more Snake Eyes.
No.
They screwed my Snake Eyes over.
That's a shame. But the gold works. The sword's great. You know, he's just the little half cape, the Boba Fett cape going on. This guy was so much better than the original Destro. And the original Destro was badass too.
Right.
So to be able to follow up an A+ figure with a better version, that's rock solid. So I'm hip to see Destro V2 in the classified line.
Oh yeah. All right. Any other comments on version 2 Destro before we let Mark go?
I've got one in my hand right here.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Let's get it.
You came prepared.
Hold on.
Yeah, this one's sitting up on this, if I can point right where I'm pointing my finger. That's he's been sitting up on that shelf for years now. This was the original one I had as a kid, and still looks good.
Yeah, and they could do them up like this, right? This could sell for a Serpentor price.
Oh,
Same
absolutely.
kind, same sort of vehicle for height, for size anyway. So
there you go.
I mean, it holds up great, and they've already got the gold head on Pimp Destro.
True. That's true.
All right, let's see. I think, is that the end of the list for Mark? It is, but you know what? I do want to plug your show by saying this. our next subject is all those crazy code names you saw in his tank. But I'm guessing that you, Mike, and Rob and Joe are going to talk about this on Friday.
Yeah, but we'll take cliff notes from you first and rip it all off. So I appreciate you being first with the news. So and I appreciate coming on. Good to chat with you guys. Feel free to tear up my picks in my absence. And again, really the Hasbro was putting out some really good stuff. There were years when we didn't know when the next Joe item was going to.
Uh-oh.
Man, if you want to leave, you can just leave. You don't have to fake that your internet's dying.
Yeah, I right.
There you are,
It's
Mark.
like, look at the timing. He is a frozen man, but he will forever be in our hearts. There
Frozen.
he is.
There he is.
Hearts and minds.
I'm back.
Mark is back. But
Right?
all right, hey,
I
thanks
just
for
came
having me.
back to say goodbye. Thanks, guys.
All right, Mark.
We'll see you Friday night. Thanks. Oh man, what a blast to have Mark on. I've been wanting to have him on a toy kind of mood for 2 years going now since I've been back in this thing with the pandemic, watching what's on Joe Mind when I can every Friday. So what a blast to have him. One of the best minds in the business of GI Joe. So just great. And we all are gonna have our lists. I want to say hi to some folks. I was kind of doing that because man, you guys are chatting and I cannot keep up. You know what? We got a couple top 5 lists here, and one of our friends I invited on the show, he's working or he just hates me. But anyway, he's got a top 5 now. I love Bobby B, one of the best guys. He's out reviewing stuff too, just like these guys, and that's his top 5. So why not share it? And we'll talk about some of those characters if we haven't already. Yeah, I could tell that we all of those making our list. I do like that you put Hearts and Minds on the tripwire though. That's really cool. I don't know. Maybe they'll go that deep with what we got. And Ken Best offered his team, Snow Job, ton of a lot of what we have, and we will be talking Law and Order. And yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that stuff. Probably not next year, but we'll be seeing some of that in the future. Man, there's so many comments. Just hi to everybody. We'll catch up as we can. But in the meantime, let's get some opinions on what's going down with these lists, guys. Do we have any guests right now as to what any of this is? Let's start off with Lawrence Punk with Toys. You got any clue, anything here? Do you want to gather, take a guess? Because it looks like we got one, Scrap Iron, which was Mark's number 1 most anticipated. But you got anything for me? Even?
No, I know that dumbass here was already announced, Scrap Iron a while back, but sorry, my dog just came in to get my dog. I have no idea. I don't even try and read into this stuff. It'd be such a crapshoot. I don't know how anyone breaks these things down. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that we have a couple more Amazon exclusives. Those will probably be Ninjas or the 2-packs of the women.
Yeah, Cobra Troopers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the women ninjas. Jinx.
Man, I don't know. I mean, so if you look at the GIJoe.com, those were all the original figures that they were supposed to do, and she was on there. But I think if they do a Jinx, they have a perfect chance to do something modern that looks more like kind of like an Electra, rather than just do the basic repeat of the O-ring. Because as much as I like them, I like when they update some stuff too.
Absolutely. Zen, you want to take a gander at this thing?
This is horrible. I have no idea.
This sucks. Yeah.
I do remember when some of the names were released last year. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm not like you would think like the Carol and the Dickens there. Maybe that has to do with that name has to do with Christmas, right? So I was thinking maybe that's when we'll get Snow Job. So I'm sure there's a way to decipher this. I don't know what it is.
I do know one person who's probably going to take a whack at this on Saturday morning. And it's my dude Chris, and he said hello. Nice of him at the Full Force to stop by. I know that's kind of their wheelhouse. We won't spend too much time on this. But since it just happened, I'm like, why not? I mean, we're kind of the first YouTubers to do something about it, but it's kind of not our cup of tea. I don't have any inside scoop. What's on Joe Mind broke the last one. I know Chris has got some inside with some of this stuff, but yeah, I figured out why not have the group take a guess. Lawrence, God.
But I thought they were done with the code names, and that's why they were giving us all the figures that were going to come, because everyone was trying to break it. It's like, why are you still giving us code names? You've already told us, but there's 20 figures already coming next year.
They made it really hard this time with just listing authors. All they did is list authors this time.
Yeah.
You want to say that, Fred? It was hard to hear. You want to speak in and give your input on the code names?
It's just really hard to decipher what they would be, because all they did was list authors, book authors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sylvia Plath, Tolkien, Fitzgerald. So yeah, it is all authors. I was trying to figure that out too.
I don't read, so I have no idea.
I had a decoder I was using, but it just said, "Be sure to drink your Ovaltine."
Let's see what the community. What was that, Tony?
My favorite Christmas movie. Christmas Story. Drink that Ovaltine.
Let's see what the community's saying. Our guy Bees, he's at work. Yeah, of course. But hey, you're at work watching us, man. You're on my good list. That's amazing. Thank you. Jeremy, he's not famous like our guy BaldyLockz, but he wants to shoot the breeze. Sure, why not? We got Leanne. She is over in the UK and she's representing, and she's got a great top 5. I mean,
can I stop you 1 second? Yeah. I want to say Jeremy runs the best classified Facebook page. Like,
hands down.
He keeps the BS out. He doesn't he keeps people from getting out of line. He wants you to promote your stuff. If you're talking G.I. Joe, I see the drop stuff from Action Force. So I just want to give a biggest shout out to him, because he does a really
What is the name of that group?
What's the page?
What is the name of the group?
G.I. Joe Classified Community.
Yes,
sir.
I'm a huge fan
of that.
Is
that one in all caps? Is that the one in all caps?
No.
See, that's the thing. There's like 10 of each one, and one is in caps. One has the word reasonable. One has the word community. One doesn't. One is elite. One is elite in caps. So there's like, hey, but thank you, Jeremy, for watching it, and let us know what group you're in. Let's see. Is he leaving comments? All right, yeah. All right, Jeremy, tell us the group on the screen. But thank you, Lawrence, for stepping in that way.
I can pull it up really quick.
We weren't really brushing off.
Yeah, Classified Community. That's one of the main ones I post on.
G.I. Joe Classified Community. Just click on it. So and look for him as the admin.
I throw all my customs on there too.
Namaste from India, TJ Singh. What's up, man? Great list. Oh, you got Scrap Iron twice. You love him. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. There you go. All right, what else we got going on? Saying hi to some people. David Allen. I think David Allen and I are going to do some kind of stuff for a Facebook group. The Ma Toys. I think we're going to do a little chit chat on there soon and talk about some stuff. But yeah, there you go. Good list. Thank you everyone for joining, man. It was a hot start with Mark, but I need to chill. Wow, I can't believe Chad's still here with the 112 talk. That's dedication.
I know, Chad. What the hell?
He's like, you're in the group. I'm like, yeah, I'm in 50 groups. he knows that there's going to be some Sky Striker talk. So,
yeah. So about that, 118. I'm going to save that till we get the Sky Striker in hand. I mean, they're going to ship ours in like a few days, or at least they say they will. So I got that thing. I got the email for the last chance to change your address. I'm like, just ship it already. I don't care. Like, you sent me like 40 emails. Just ship the damn thing already. I haven't moved in 15 years. All right. Like, dude, you're not wrong. I got like about 100 of those emails already. So awesome stuff. I think we'll let this go for the experts who love to dig into all this stuff. The Chaz gurus and full forces and his tanks. But we'll talk about what we do, and we love G.I. Joe Classified. We'll talk about the best classified. I'm going to stick with you, Lawrence, and we're going to go with your list and a punk with toys. Here we go. Most anticipated announced classified figures. Of course, you can go at a punk with toys on YouTube. Subscribe. And here's your number one pick. Man, I love this choice. Version 1.
Yeah, he actually got thrown on. He's what actually pushed off having Hawk on there. And I actually really like the classified one that we got. He looks way better in person than when he was actually shown. But every time that you see like that artwork right there, when you see him on the back of the ferret,
Yeah.
just the green gun, if they can give a real nice looking OG looking Firefly, I'll be extremely happy. And again, I'm not one of those people that needs exact OG figures, which I know a lot of people that's what they want. But I definitely, this one I want. I just want a straight OG backpack, the same big old Saved by the Bell telephone. Give me it all.
No, I love that. I love that freaking choice because I mean, we got that gridiron kit that came out, and as you can see it right there, that's Marauder Rubens, right, Tony?
Yes, I think so.
So, but you did one as well with the kit, and I got the kit, and then I was like, oh shit, I got the other Firefly, and I kind of like it as my kind of Top Gun pilot because I got that camo Maverick helmet from
Yeah.
Mark. So I'm like, man, I need another Firefly. And then they're on eBay for like $40, which isn't too bad. But I'm like, I'll just wait for version 2. I mean, their version 2, but our version 1. You know what I mean? So I just we need the retro carded Firefly.
My buddy has 3 gridiron loadouts coming in that he's going to let me review, and one is the Firefly. And I want to get it, but the problem is like it's going to be $50 after shipping and handling from Gridiron. Then you got to go on Valaverse or Big Bad Toys and spend $25 to $30 on a Gray Trooper. I might as well just wait till it comes out. But I have a feeling when I do the review, I'm going to be like, all right, here's a credit card. Let's just order them.
Yeah, once in
That's how-
hand, it's a whole nother story.
Exactly. And that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, he's not called the Wallet Assassin for no real other reason. So, all right, let's get into number 2. We already talked about these, but do you have any quick comments before we move? Because we already kind of went in depth.
No,
on these.
I think I went over everything that I liked about them. They just look good.
Right.
Just
Yeah, and these were both announced Yojo June, and then we'll go on your 4th list. And we did talk about all these, but I'll give you some chance. You want to talk a little bit about any of these picks?
Yeah,
Snow Job and Low
I
Light.
didn't get a chance to talk about Snow Job at all. And
Great, go ahead.
I think my feeling changes about him now that I know that he's just wearing a thong, and that's just his body because he's his skin tone. No, Snow Job was awesome because he came with skis. So a kid living in Michigan, you found a hill to make him, ski down, and then you prayed you didn't lose anything, and then he came
Backyard.
with, and then he came with the cartoon gun. And even though I'm not a big cartoon fan compared to the comics, you still wanted to have 30 of those guns so you could imitate the cartoon.
You do. So Tony, I do want to just ask Tony a quick question. So Tony, I know you personally, obviously, I know you as a gun guy. Now they've gotten a lot of flack for the guns and Nerf guns and all that, and then they're starting to be more realistic as we've seen the last wave. But now with Lawrence talking about this, Mark talking about this, they were like, really, he had that initial laser rifle or like whatever. So what do you think Hasbro's approach in this with Snow Job is going to be?
Oh, Hasbro with Snow Job with his rifle?
Yeah, with the gun.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll give him they've already gave the M16 bayonet with the Crimson Guard, so maybe they take the bayonet off and just give him the M16, that one, or what, or make them a new one. I'm not sure. And make it wrapped in white or something. You know what I mean? Like they did the wraps with Outbacks. I mean, not Outback, but Recondo stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's got
No,
little
you-
wraps here, wraps there. Make
you
it
gotta
that
give him
way.
that
No
gun.
job.
You gotta give him the classic gun. It is too iconic for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And not to mention, not only doing that, it's also Ripper's gun when you
Yeah.
put the bayonet in the bottom, and it's also Alpine's gun.
No, not Alpine's gun.
No, Alpine had a Beretta.
But
Alpine had some submachine guns.
Yeah, it's
he
the
had a
Beretta
submachine
submachine
gun, but his grappling hook was that gun.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, it looks like a grenade launcher, but they made it into
It has a grappling hook,
grappling.
and then it has the rope on the bottom, but the base of it is the exact same.
Huh.
Yeah.
These, I'm with you. Why not do both? Give me more,
Yeah.
give me more, give me more.
You know, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, no matter, and I think Tony's with me on this. No matter what gun they give me, it's going to get replaced by a gridiron gun anyway. So it doesn't really. It's funny because I watch reviews of all these new Joes, and they're talking about how the guns look cool and stuff, and I'm like, they do, but I'm still gonna like eventually, replace it. But I get not everyone could do that. I can't even really do that right now. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, third party stuff is where it's at.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mark II Design, Mark Von Cannon, and everyone else. So, all right, what else we got? Do you have any closing thoughts on this before I move on to your wish list?
No, I mentioned everything about low light.
Like,
I
cool.
think
So here
Snowdrop's gun was
is
called XM19. XM19.
Or the XMLR, something like that.
That
Yeah.
that gun should have been the Nerf gun that they tried doing for G.I. Joe.
It should have.
They had everything there. Like they said, when they said they were doing this Nerf crossover, I was like waiting for that gun, and then they give you this crap, which they canceled, I believe. But I'm like, why wouldn't you give us the classic cartoon gun? It was right there to like be the best Nerf gun ever sold. But
That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that.
yeah,
But who did it?
Even
Mark
Super
II
7
Design.
gives them to us.
Mark made them. Mark Gerwig, Mark II Design, Mark II Toys. He made that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That we missed. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of Nerf, because I love the group that we got right here, the Joe community. Did any of you guys pre-order that canceled Nerf gun?
Shit,
No.
Nope.
Wow, we love G.I. Joe, and
no
none
to
of
Nerf
us.
guns.
I actually initially pre-ordered it, and then when I saw the feedback, I'm not gonna lie, I was swayed. The next day, I canceled it, but I did it because I was like, yeah, I know Fred can relate because I follow your stuff, and you're just the whole house is freaking G.I. Joe, and I'm just like I'm like that too. But then I was like, I don't know, this is a mistake.
I did a meme of it when they did it, where like I did a meme when it was like, I forget exactly what it was, but I plastered the thing full of that cartoon weapon. If you would have put that out there, you would have had me sitting there going, put in my cart. I probably would have bought it. Just
It
because
was definitely a weird choice. I think you're right. If they went with the classic rifle, like what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Do they go back to the drawing board? Do they announce it next year?
They could have put that. They could have put their pistols, all that they use in the cartoon. All those weapons in the cartoon, they could have made.
Yeah.
And no one's going to complain when they're Nerf guns. Like they're Nerf guns, you're not going to say this doesn't look realistic. You're going to go, oh, that looks like the cartoon.
Yeah,
that's
I like
what you want.
I like this comment because I did read a lot of these in like some of the groups in the comments how like everyone's kind of collecting that A Real American Hero issue 300 and it had the Nerf tie-in. And that's your kid's gonna love it, right? That's kind of, but the thing is, kids, unless their parents are in a GI Joe, they're really probably not gonna be. So yeah, I could see how this would be a big time failure. My guy Dave Speck, I mean nobody wants to pay. That's it. And look who's in the house.
What up, Ruben?
Marauder Ruben, legendary. What's up, dude? And quick comment here from Bees. His wish list: Law and Order, Eels, Destro, and Resolute Duke, Headman, Headhunters. That's well thought out list. So we got some good, well thought out lists starting right here with Lawrence, Punk with Toys, and number 1, Billy Kessler.
All right. There is no reason why we don't have a Billy in our line. He was so tied to Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and obviously Cobra Commander. I don't care if you give me like, you know, Two-Eyed Billy, One-Eyed Billy, Ninja Billy, you know, Baby Billy from Talladega Nights. I don't care. Just give me an effing Billy already, because that would complete, your Rashikage. Like, I don't care about all the other figures, but for years I've wanted, to get a Billy. And if this one was made, if this is a real one, like it was in a time that I was not collecting. So, yeah, I just want a Billy. That's
Yeah. Hell yeah. Any fans of Billy in the house before we move on to the next?
We're all fans of Billy, right?
Mhm.
I mean, eventually he'll make it to the line. They've got to keep this thing going.
You would think they would.
You would think.
Though I'm looking at this here, and all I see is the governor from The Walking Dead with the one eye.
That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing the governor and Carl mixed
Thank
together.
you. Okay, I'm glad it's not. That's why I'm like, is
That's
this
awesome.
real?
Coral.
Coral.
Sorry,
Oh.
Coral.
All right. Good night, Ruben. And,
Don't make me time,
yeah.
Ruben. Little baby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We definitely need a Billy. Look, and look at that timing.
Jinx,
He's
baby.
talking about version 2 Billy. You are real. Amazon exclusives are pretty easy to get, so I wouldn't mind that, especially with Jinx, because look, the next one on the list is version 2 Tommy.
All right. So I've often asked people, do you see Storm Shadow as Cobra or G.I. Joe? And most people will tell you Cobra, but he's not. He's a Joe.
Look at Tony.
What?
I have him with my
There we
Cobras, at least the first release. But yeah, he's both. I mean, in the comic, he went over. He's brainwashed again to Cobra.
Yeah. See, I read the comic,
Yeah.
through like 78, like issue 78, 79. I love seeing like Snake Eye when he's turning over, and he's becoming a Joe, but he's still wearing the Cobra outfit. But this outfit's just amazing. Especially for back then. Other than the red sword, please don't give us a red sword that just sticks out.
Wolverine sword and shit.
Yeah, but I this was always one of my favorite figures, and I actually probably like him more than version 1.
What's wrong with the red sword? Still got mine. I mean,
if you look at it here, it looks like he has a red rocket and he's holding it.
It is ridiculous, but
yes, I know. And the red backpack.
I remember when this came out, and same as you guys, Cobra, right? Storm Shadow's Cobra, but this is where we learned that he was now G.I. Joe. And this figure is what got me into the comic books. This figure here, because when I went through the file card and I found out that he was a G.I. Joe, I had to, I was getting a little bit older, and I had to figure out what it was all about. So I think there's certain catalyst figures or characters that really get you more into the lore, right? So I had all my original stuff, and then I forget what year this even came out, 86, 87. But G.I. Joe was pretty established, and that launched me into the Marvel Comics. And then I realized that Scarlet was with Snake Eyes, and
not Duke. Yeah.
You see, and I believe that he had already become part of G.I. Joe, or kind of gotten away from being Cobra by the time this figure was released.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, just like Matthew said, Matthew Matson in the chat was saying, hey, he was only part of Cobra to find out who killed his uncle.
Yeah.
So he had to be that bodyguard, just right there. So he did that. And imagine being in that, just to all that revenge built up, just to find out who your uncle's killer is. And once he did, he stopped. And Snake Eyes gave him the key to the house, and he was out.
Yeah.
So well written.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is number 2 on my list for pretty much it. BaldyLockz stepped in and kind of said the same thing. So there was Catalyst, Sergeant Slaughter was one of them, and version 2 Storm Shadow was the other to get me to kind of dive into or read in the comics. And even if Sergeant Slaughter wasn't like much, in the comic version, more of a cartoon, it's still like, it was like, oh shit, Sergeant Slaughter, wrestler, he's in G.I. Joe. There was all that, like, from being a wrestling fan down to being a toy fan, down to now being a comic fan. There's that elevation of kind of there. And then Storm Shadow was like, just look at that. I mean, that is beauty, right?
Look
I
at
mean,
the
and then shout out to Stronach.
look at the
What was that?
clearance price on that.
Mhm.
$269, baby.
Mhm.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I
no.
remember. $269.
Damn, dude.
Children's Palace and Toys R Us.
KB
$269.
Toys for me, yeah.
Yeah, but KB
Now
Toys
it's
was like $269.
Yeah.
They were always at least $1 more.
now
Oh,
it's
man.
$26.99.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's $26.99. And if you're sending in your top 5s in the chat, I am starring them. We'll show them in a little bit, but we'll continue with this list. But yeah, this was my number 2. Just beautiful. And then also for a reason that Gridiron had all those cool ninja sets. And I just
Yeah.
get that one Storm Shadow, and it's a recurring joke because I show him and he's got about 500 pounds of equipment on because I got all like 2 loadouts on Storm Shadow. I need another one. So yeah.
That poor Storm Shadow of yours.
Oh, it's so crazy. All right, let's get back into the list. Punk with Toys and number 3, I believe, and number 4.
Punk.
All right. So I don't know what it was about Airborne. I just always loved Airborne. I loved an M16 with a bayonet.
Yeah, buddy.
Even though no one was using really bayonets at the time, from what I know. Again, his color scheme probably isn't the greatest for being in the jungle. And there is no doubt that another company redid him and called him Condor. So I bought the Condor, and then I bought the Mark II toys.
We all did.
And used the M16 with the bayonet, and that's how my Airborne is, which is Condor. But I just love this figure, and as a kid, I always looked at the backpack as being a parachute. Now I know it's not, but he was always, he was airborne. So I always saw him like that. And when you look at this figure, he would pop so amazingly as a classified. Just that blue that he has, everything just looks awesome. So I love the figure. You can give him goggles. They probably wouldn't fit like the rest of them. And then Leatherneck. Well, first off, he has the Predator M16 with grenade launcher. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, anyone that's our age knows how awesome that was. And he's a camouflaged Marine. Look at that.
Yeah, Tony's got to show off, but yeah, look. Actually, that's not Leatherneck. I think that's a Punk with Toys figure. That's Lawrence right there. Look, you actually have a figure of Lawrence. That's awesome. Great custom.
Straight up Leatherneck.
I do that. I like that. The thing about Leatherneck is that he'd be another one on the big. Matter of fact, you have him right here. I mean, the face sculpt is almost the exact same.
That face sculpt is dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead, show that again. Sorry, I didn't grab you in time.
I mean, that face sculpt is almost Leatherneck right there.
Somewhere.
Can you put the hat on him?
Yeah.
It probably looks more like Leatherneck than Bazooka.
Hey, you gave him Condor's gun. That looks like Condor's gun. All right.
It is.
It is.
Because Condor doesn't use this gun because Condor is using Airborne's gun. But I love Leatherneck, and like I said, he has the the M16 with 203, and we all grew up on Predator, and we know what Arnold Schwarzenegger did to the Predator. So
it's a Dutch Montana, as we call it, gridiron.
Yeah. Just everything about him, and then you have another Marine to go right alongside with Gung Ho. As long as he's a little
Now
bit
that we have a
smaller than
good
Gung. He's got to be a little bit smaller than Gung Ho, though.
Yeah.
And now that we have a good gung ho, we can
Yeah,
we
exactly.
can kind of
I didn't mind the other Gung Ho. I just hated his weapons.
yeah.
Yeah, those are.
He was
Yeah, I
great,
gave him to the bat.
custom
I
fought.
gave him to the bats.
Yeah, I did the same thing with one of them, but
Yeah.
that roadblock gun looks awesome on the bat.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
big,
It looks
that big
stupid on
old tuning
roadblock.
fork, that big tuning fork shit.
Yes, but on the bat, it fits so
Oh,
perfect.
definitely. You could put all those on the bat. Yeah,
Yep, because it's all futuristic.
you're right.
So Tony, before we get into Lawrence's number 5 pick, you did have both of these on your wish list, so we'll stick with you right now. You had Airborne and Leatherneck 1 and 3. So yeah, if you showed them, but we want to talk about what you're expecting from Hasbro.
Yeah, from Hasbro, I think we should have had an Airborne already, because he's one of the first ones I got after Snake Eyes and Short Fuse. Like I had to have him, because once I got the Dragonfly with Wild Bill, I had to have Airborne. He goes right with it, and I had him just like you see on that art, on the winch coming down, kicking ass. Oh, Airborne, and he's a Native American. He's badass, dude. He's man, and and he's a paratrooper as well. He just that artwork is so sick, and Airborne was dope, and I liked how they in the comic. This is a deep dive, and him and Spirit were sent to watch over Snake Eyes when Snake Eyes was on leave. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I have Airborne in my Dragonfly with Wild Bill because
Yeah.
Well, I have one Airborne. I have a couple Airbornes because
That's where he belongs, man.
But he belongs in there. And when that leak came out, sorry to derail it, but when that leak came out that the next HasLab might be a Dragonfly and Airborne would be part of it.
Yeah.
When they were about to announce the hiss as the HasLab, and you had those treads going, I thought they were blades going. I thought they were helicopter blades. I did a whole video how I thought it was the Dragonfly, how it would come with Airborne as one of the tiers, probably come with Doc because the stretcher connects to it.
Right.
So I was like so excited. And then when that rumor came out, which looks like it's been debunked, I was kind of disappointed, but also like,
yeah,
awesome. Because I did the whole video like almost a year ago.
And then with Leatherneck, I thought we needed another Marine, man. Gung Ho was our only one. I think he was, right up until that point. Then they made Leatherneck, and that M16 M203 is one of the most awesome iconic weapons I love. You know what I mean? And then his whole outfit looks great. He's got attachments on both thighs. He's got the blade. He was such a fun custom to make, and he came out great, I think. So it's like, he's the no-brainer. Come on, Hasbro, give us a Leatherneck. That's why he's on my wish list.
And he needs a custom blast effect that looks just like Dutch's when he's shooting him with one hand.
With that big crazy star coming
Yeah, see that? Exactly. Like that.
Yeah.
He needs a custom blast effect.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It needs an Iron Man blast effect coming out of that.
All right. So our number 5, I shared this on my wish list as well, I believe, with you, and that is the Cobra Eel, aka the Frogman.
Oh yeah.
That looks like Tony's custom there, isn't that?
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But anyway, go ahead, Lawrence.
I'm not gonna be surprised if he's on everyone's. Because why do I want Torpedo if I don't have Torpedo to go against someone?
Right.
And they're gonna be the exact same body, different heads, but everything that he came with, like, his harpoon gun was just better. His backpack was just better. The way that it attached, the way that the hose is attached to his mouth, everything was just better than Torpedo. But Torpedo was an actual better figure because he was a Navy SEAL, even though I didn't know what a Navy SEAL was back then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when you're kids, look at this thing. I mean, that's a diver. He looks awesome, and that muchas, shout out to Muchas Gracias for that the loadout I got from him with the fins, the backpack, and the hoses, and the harpoon gun, and It looks like it could be a harpoon / laser gun, or
Yes.
you know, it's insane. And then you know, you give him a little knife on his ankle, and he's the shit. You know what I mean? So he did it. That's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing bad about this figure is, do they have two people doing the artwork? One to make the giant backpack, and one to make the figure, because it doesn't, like, this backpack is supposed to go on a classified figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the artwork, it looks bigger than the guide.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And it didn't have the top on it. Yeah.
But you're so right about the harpoon gun. I always looked at it like a laser too. Where torpedoes, I'm sorry, where pedos was just a harpoon gun that you're like, this is the stupidest gun. Is he fighting sharks?
Well, yeah, exactly. With his eel, I mean, the harpoon will come out, and then that laser thing, it looks like a bang stick. You know, you push it up against the shark, and boom, it blows it up.
And it was double harpoon gun,
this will probably give us a better idea of how it's going to look. For the most part, it's going to be obviously a repaint minus the face, but I mean, look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to repaint the fins. They're going to give them, a different backpack accessory for it. That's going to go over the chest with the little. I don't know why it has jets on it. Maybe he can.
Yeah. He had a jetpack to propel him. That eel did.
You're going to give him a different harpoon gun, and then you're probably going to give him, a cobra weapon. I don't have a problem. I mean, I'm not a weapons aficionado. I want weapons to look more realistic. But when you go to Cobra, you can give them futuristic stuff, because that's what they were really all about. Like, Mars was really about that. So you can do some things. I don't want big pegs hanging out the side. I don't know why I just did this.
Oh, that sucks, Brian.
But there's certain things that, like, they, I don't have a problem with certain laser weapons, but I'm glad that they've course corrected to give them more realistic stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I do just want to raise a comment real quick here. What's up to our friend White Mike? And wait, hold on. So Brian King mentions it sucked he didn't get eels or snow serpents as a kid. And so the reason those were making my list is because I didn't get to have all of the G.I. Joes, and the ones that I did get to have are like always on my wish list. Like the Alley Viper was like the most, just because the colors as a kid, I was like, that's the most memorable one. Sergeant Slaughter the Wrestler, Storm Shadow version 2. And in Eel makes my list because it's just so, it just stands out being a frogman compared to, the green shirts and the ninjas and everything. It just like that, just even with the dull gray and the black and the dark red, it's just like you look at this thing and you're like, what the hell, this guy? And the artwork, it's so bombastic, as you mentioned, about Hector Carrito's art.
Yeah, I don't like criticizing it because I can't do any better. But even as a kid, I always looked at it going, why is that thing giant?
Yeah. And then when that happened, I didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, give me this damn thing. Release him.
All right, let's grab a new list, and we'll do this list, and then we'll talk about some of the ones that we didn't pick, and then we'll cut back to Fred Broca, Tony, and my list. A lot of these things we talked about, so we'll be going pretty quick. But here we go. BaldyLockz Reviews. Go check it out on YouTube. Go subscribe. BaldyLockz Reviews. We'll have all the links up at the end, but here's his most anticipated classifieds that have been announced. You ready, Zen?
I'm ready.
We were talking about Hawk, and that was just a joke because I knew we were already talking about Hawk with Mark, so I threw that up there. But do you want to talk? I mean, you can, but we could also just talk Shipwreck, because this is the first time we're talking about him tonight.
Yeah, no, we covered Hawk. I mean, like I said, he's that natural born leader, the mentor for the Joes. So I'm glad that he's coming. I just hope they bring him in right, not like this.
Right.
Although, who wouldn't want a jetpack? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about. But I don't know if you didn't get enough time to chime in. If you want to talk about Hawk, if not, we go right to Shipwreck.
Yeah, let's go to Shipwreck. I don't think anybody's talked about him yet.
All right, cool. So he's sharing space with this funky looking Hawk. But yeah, go ahead. So he was announced at Yojo June, and I think he took our hearts away, man. He just I don't know. I'll let you take the floor though.
I'll tell you what. So the classified series is definitely was struggling a line, right? The first 10 figures, too futuristic, right? And then the next they tried to course correct. I think they nailed it in the 20s with like Zartan, where you had just enough of the classic look, and then you start to modernize it a little bit. I was kind of hoping for a little more of a modern look for Shipwreck. Maybe that version, I guess it was version 2 or something, that had the hat.
Yeah, the beanie.
Yeah, the beanie. That's kind of what I was hoping for. But man, when they showed this, I mean, I was very happy. So I'm glad it's not going to be on the retro cards. I think they did just enough to tweak it with I don't know if he's got skinny jeans on. I don't wear skinny jeans, but he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So that's why this was my number one choice. I mean, I was thinking he's got a goofy sailor outfit. He even got the cap. How are they going to do this? And they gave him a magnificent toupee. He looks like freaking dude from The Boys. Help me out with the name here. And he's
Butcher.
Keith Urban.
The Butcher. Yeah, Keith Urban. He kind of got that look. He looks like, if you look at his face, you know, he could be wearing a fucking, ballet dress, and you don't want to get anywhere near him. He's gonna kick the shit out of you, like a real Navy dude. So I love it. Great looking parakeet, not oversized. Sadly, it'd be awesome if it was like a super deluxe when we got the giant. But anyway, look, the ropes, everything. I think this is just the knocking it out of the park with the accessories as well, and the color palette. Now, what do you think? Like you said, them jeans though. I know a lot of people coming to that, but I don't know. Would he look too nerdy with like a pair of Dickies on? Or...
No, I like what they did here. It is funny. Shipwreck. He's kind of like the crazy, I don't know, the Wolverine of the group, right? He's that tough guy. He looks like Wolverine has the bright yellow, the classic look, but he was the last guy you wanted to F with. This guy's walking around with a parrot on his shoulder. He's the last guy you want to F with.
He's crazy.
He's nuts.
Yeah. No, exactly. Well said there. All right. So that's your number 2, number 3, and number 4 right together. You had the Snow Job, which we did cover, but feel free to chime in on it, in the Snow Serpent.
Yeah. So I used to play outside a lot as a kid. I still play outside with my kids and still do a lot of things outside. So the playability of these things, we had some nice snow here in New Jersey back in the 80s. So it was always fun taking this stuff outside. I mean, I still got them. Still got all this stuff.
Hold on, I'll grab you there.
Yeah.
There's like 9 million windows here. I have to scroll down to get you. All right, go. Here we go.
Yeah, so I still got my original guy. I don't know why I was such a huge fan of the snow guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how to mirror myself here. But anyway, it was always fun, the playability. And I'm not sure if I read this somewhere or heard it through the grapevine, but is he coming with a vehicle? Is he going to be like almost like in a Breaker 2-pack?
Fred, you want to comment on that, Fred?
Is this for Snow Job or for the Snow Serpent?
Snow Job.
I'm not sure. I mean,
you do it as you.
If it came with the Polar Battle Bear, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. So, for some reason, I thought I heard he was going to be not like a PulseCon Deluxe, but a deluxe figure or a 2-pack. I'm not really sure where I heard that, but my first guess
Viper
was
Island.
No.
What?
That's awesome. But Fred, you did have Snow Job number 4 on your list too, right? So you want to? I don't know if you did, or if you talked about him earlier with Mark. If you did,
we talked about him earlier.
Hard to
Yeah,
hear
that's
you.
it. I just would like to see him.
No, I spoke about him earlier with Mark.
Go ahead, Fred.
No, I was just saying that I spoke about him earlier with Mark.
Are you guys hearing him either? It's cutting out, right?
No, I can hear him just fine.
Oh, on my end, he cuts out. Okay.
Yeah, he for about 4 or 5 times he said he spoke about him earlier.
Okay, sorry. So for some reason, I can hear everyone perfectly except him all night. All right, my bad. So we'll save him for his list anyway. So go ahead, Snow Serpent.
So for me, Snow Serpent would serve the same purpose as Snow Job. I think they complement each other. I think just kind of like Python Patrol is coming out right now alongside of Tiger Force. This is the way to do it. You want to bring in similar or complementary characters. I always like Snow Serpent. Again, the playability, taking them outside in the snow. I think it would be. I think it's great that he's been announced, and I think they'll come out around the same time.
Yeah, great call there. And
They
then your
should.
next choice.
Wait,
You had
I
a
want to say
top.
something. I want to say something about Snow Serpent real quick.
Go ahead.
So as a kid, he was one of the best because his loadout was. I mean, he had so much stuff.
Yeah.
From his little missile mortar thing to his big backpack, and obviously, again, living in Michigan, you're going to go out in snow a lot. But there's one thing about him that I don't hear a lot of people say. His gun is the closest thing to an A team gun that we ever got with G.I. Joe.
That's fantastic.
I have a feeling that Tony knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about that. Oh my God, it's a Ruger, I think.
Yeah, but
It's a Ruger Mini 14, but it's actually like an AK variant, I think.
Yep, but it didn't have the stock on the back.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were so good that they didn't need it.
I keep telling Mark Von Cannon, Britain Gridiron, I need, something for Recondo. And now that Recondo's come out, Tiger Force, but I need him to make, Recondo's weapon. And he might make the Mini 14. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the playability. Take your toys out, guys. Let's play with them.
Exactly.
Let's do it. All right. You have another couple that you had as a tie, and I allowed it, I think. So yeah, go ahead. Buzzer and Rock and Roll.
So Rock and Roll, again, one of the early Joes. They killed it with this design. I'm not sure if everybody likes the tats. I love it. And look at what he comes with. That's a G.I. Joe figure right there. That is hardcore. I'm not sure why I didn't have him as number 1. I actually kind of struggled with that. And then I wanted to get some Dreadnoks. I'm a huge Dreadnok fan. And so obviously we want Buzzer here, or at least I do. But Rock and Roll kills it, man. And then they kind of tied for me. They're both two cool-looking guys, and I'm looking forward to getting them.
So I want to say I've never been a big Rock and Roll fan growing up, and I had all the original growing up. But this is what I like to see. They can easily repaint him to have an OG 13, but they made something a little different and not the exact same thing that I had in 1982.
Classified styled him up. Yep.
Yeah. And I believe on one of the hands, the tattoo makes a smiling face.
Yes.
So
Like Joker?
No, I think it's actually a skull. It's like a skull.
Yeah, it's like a skull.
okay. But it's nice to see here they can easily go back and go, okay, you want like an original 13 or original 9, whatever it is, like big pack, maybe a HasLab, whatever. Here you go. But we updated him to look more like a military figure. And I know people complained about the machine gun, but that is very iconic with him. So I think you have to have this giant M60.
And I agree with that. And that's what I was saying about the in the classified series in the 20s with Zartan and Flint, even Lady J. they did a nice job where it's just enough of a throwback, but they modernized it. That's what I want.
Major Blood.
Major Blood is unbelievable.
Yes.
One of
Yeah,
the best figures.
And even Firefly. I know people don't like Firefly, and Handy looks so much better. But if you look at him, you go, that's Firefly. But everyone gets mad. He's like, oh, it doesn't look like Firefly. And I know that was my number one that I want. It's the original. But they had different versions of figures.
Yeah,
they had different versions of figures. So who cares? Like, give us something new.
And they modernized him by giving him the drone. And that's why and they did that. They killed it with rock and roll here. And that's how he made my top 5.
And again,
and so I was just going to say, we had a comment here, update with a modern aesthetic. I believe that's what he meant. So yeah, we had Mark on. If you're just joining us, we had Mark Weber from What's on Joe Mind, and his number one wish list was new figures, and he meant all new created figures. But I think I don't recall on his other shows, but I'm pretty sure he's happy with this rock and roll because they took risks, right, Baldy? So it's like they took, you know, the OG sentiments and then they made it modern day, and I think that's the beauty of Classified. And sometimes they do that to perfection where they take the old and blend it with the new. Sometimes it's a straight 1-to-1, which is pleasing, but man, when they put their own little twist on something we loved as a kid, I think it's just, that's what separates what they're doing with this 112 line compared to the 118.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, they killed it here. I mean, there's a time and a place where it makes sense, right? The HasLab Hiss is coming. We're getting straight up classic Cobra Commander. I mean, it's an iconic image of the Hiss, him hanging on the back, and that's the Cobra Commander you want. But we've gotten our updated Cobra Commander, so now it makes time for it makes sense to introduce that classic one. But this is what I like about Classified, and when they do this, they not only do they do it right, they knock it out of the park. I can't wait for this figure.
The tattoos is brilliant. The tattoos, that's just brilliant. All right, so next let's go into, and again, you have your YouTube page, BaldyLockz Reviews, got some exclusives there, toys that aren't out yet. Here's your wish list, going from number 1 to 5, number 1 and 2.
We need Doc.
Yes, we do. Badly.
I think Doc was always, he was that character that you had. He wasn't always out on the battlefield, but after that firefight, he was the guy that you used the stretcher. And a lot of people didn't realize that his stretcher attached to the Dragonfly. So somebody mentioned it earlier. I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago that they were shocked when I told them that, oh yeah, that attaches. So yeah, I mean, we need Doc, and he's one of those original characters that I'm surprised we haven't seen yet. And I'm looking forward to see what they do with him.
Yeah, and before you talked about Zarana's brother, let me ask Tony about Doc, because I know he's on your wish list as well at number 2.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I need. We need the medic, man. We need the main medic who started it off. He's a special place in my heart. I'm an EMT on a 911 ambulance, so I need Doc. I need Lifeline. I want Doc first. He's an awesome character, and I know I can make a really decent custom of him. But I want him official. You know what I mean? So give us a stretcher. Give us a first aid kit. Give us the damn flare gun he has or whatever it is. Give us a Pelican box with meds in it.
And you,
you
are real life
because he doesn't have a weapon. He does have a sidearm. I think he had a sidearm on his right thigh, don't he? Didn't he come with a sidearm?
A flare gun.
I think he did. It's Lifeline, right? Lifeline didn't come with one.
Lifeline came with a pistol, but he was a pacifist, so it made no sense.
Yeah.
Doc had a flare gun, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's
molded in. But
okay, that was the molded in flare gun, and then that big ass thing, that was a major flare gun. Yeah, so yeah, he's awesome. I mean, I'd love to get him in classified look. Well, somebody made a good custom of him out of I think of Alaverse, Desert Rat's legs and somebody else's torso, and it went really well together, man. And then they used what's that blue? What's that guy in Marvel Legends?
Legion.
He's kind of grain on the sides. Blue Marvel. He used a Blue Marvel head.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
And it looked really good. So, yeah. Before I might as well. I might make a custom before they make an official one. But still,
But
and modernize them. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. You know, he's getting the shorter sleeves. He's getting his little crosses on him. But yeah. He's got to have the green shades.
He's on GIJoe.com. So like when they relaunched it, like giving bios, he's one of the figures that's on it.
Oh, but do you think that's even like I was talking about the Desert Scorpion? Do you think that's even relevant anymore? That website, they haven't even really updated the codename files and stuff on it too. So,
I think those were all the ones that they had in the pipeline to come down. And so if you go back and look at it, you can knock off most of them that they've come up with most of those. So I'm hoping so. I mean, I think it's one of those things where, yeah, it's not so much that they're doing that exactly now, but it is still hanging on there. Like we already had ideas for these figures. Maybe they got to tweak them a little, but Doc wasn't tweaked at all.
Right.
So.
And so, yeah, he makes my number 3 list because how exciting can they, no offense, Tony, real life medic, how exciting can they make a medic with all these guys with extravagant outfits and weapons? And like, I am so curious what Lenny, Tony, Corey, and company are going to do with the medics, because they gotta go the extra mile to make it exciting. And that's why I'm excited for it, because I think they have the creativity to do something that's not just a 101. They have to keep up with what they have in classified. They certainly have to do something extra special. So that's what makes this choice exciting. But I will ask Zen about Xandar now.
All right, so you can't have Zorana without Xandar, right? You'll see with my wish list, I'm a huge Dreadnought nerd. Dude, they're the epitome of the 80s, right? They're the colorful Mad Max characters, mercenaries working for Cobra. They were played a little bit goofy sometimes in the cartoon or even in the comic books, but they were badasses. I mean, G.I. Joe had influences from everywhere, right?
Yeah.
From wrestling, football, from all the movies, and the Dreadnoughts are the Mad Max group, right?
Big time.
Yeah, he's just awesome. He's always been one of my favorites. I still have him. I'm not going to keep pulling out all my classic figures, but it was just so cool, and I was definitely in on the gimmick. He changed colors. I'm a little disappointed that we got to stick Zartan in the fridge, and that Zorana doesn't change colors, but I'm a guy that still plays with his toys. I want the color change. Let's go, Hasbro. Come on.
I keep forgetting, dude, that we even have that option with that deluxe Zartan. I forget. Because people stop posting pictures about it. So I'm like,
do you have him, or is he out yet?
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass.
Put that sucker in the fridge.
but here's the thing. You put him in the freezer and he changes color. The moment your thumb touches any part of his skin, it instantly warms him up, and that changes.
Oh wow! Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to get a frozen glove.
I'm going to tell you one great thing about that figure. Christmas Eve, came into the basement to wrap up some presents. He was blue, and that's how I knew that my furnace was out.
Oh shit!
I was like, "Wow, why is he so blue?" Man?
That's a good.
How cold is your house normally?
Holy crap, that's cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
Well, if you remember, he shipped in winter, so when everyone was getting him, he was already blue when they were opening him up.
Yeah.
So all of us up here in the north, He was showing up blue to begin with.
Yep.
Well, thank God he changed blue that night, and I was able to fix my furnace.
Zartan saved your
He
ass.
saved my ass.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. All right, let's save our ass with some more Dreadnoks. Here
Oh
we go.
yeah,
Take
baby.
it away.
All right, so right here we're looking at what was it in Police Academy? The Blue Oyster Club.
Oyster bar.
I know how corny these guys look, and I love it. It screams everything 80s, dude. Yeah, it doesn't matter what bar you're going in, you're not messing with these guys.
No, they got their Harleys outside. Yeah.
They got their Harleys outside.
Yeah.
These are the guys that Pee Wee Herman knocked over all their bikes.
Has anybody seen the Jay Leno when Jay Leno was on David Letterman, and he has a bunch of the Dreadnoughts, like he had bought the G.I. Joe figures?
No,
He was reading the file cards to David Letterman.
no.
Yeah. And he was going over, he was reading every single one of the Dreadnought file cards.
Oh man, I gotta look that up.
Yeah. I think you can find it on YouTube. I know I have it posted on my Instagram.
Okay.
Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, these figures are great. I'm hoping they get announced. I mean, we've already seen that custom that's out there with the bike from one of the shows out in California. I'd like to see the true official one and really see what they do with this character.
Yep. Exactly. All right, and then your number 5
Well, wait,
right here
if
is a
you
nice
have-
surprise.
Wait, if you have
Oh, wait.
4-inch figures, if you still have the 4-inch figures, these figures go, or these little motorcycles go awesome. I mean, they go perfect with the Dreadnoughts. And I picked
Nice.
this one up for $2 on clearance at Target.
Good call.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's a great advice right there. And then you had a nice surprise here. You had the female dial tone.
Dial tone.
Yeah, so again, with modernizing, Resolute is easily one of the most underrated movies in general that's out there. They did a nice job bringing dial tone in and updating it. I have my own idea for a pitch story to bring G.I. Joe back into the mainstream with the trilogy, but this is, I think they did a great job. I get that she was like the snarky, smart person that kind of helped locate where Cobra was hiding. But they did a good job. They modernized her. They used the code name of the original dial tone. I don't think you always have to go backwards. Sometimes you can go forwards. There's some code names that can be used by other characters. So Snake Eyes is Snake Eyes. Nobody else is Snake Eyes. I don't care how long Kamakura was Snake Eyes or whatever. Snake Eyes is Snake Eyes. But characters like this, dial tone, that's a name that can carry over. It's like a legacy name. Somebody takes over the mantle.
Love it. All right. So we're going to take a quick break from our top 5s to go back to something. We did have a comment on this, and he says codename Lovecraft is low light, bad dreams. Lovecraft is all about the dream world. There you go. That's why we have other. I was like, I don't do this kind of thing. So what do you guys think? Low light, Lovecraft? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell, but I love the fan guesses anyway. Look, we'll go through some lists really quickly. We have some fans. So Bees, who I did invite to the show, couldn't be here, but he has a wish list of Law and Order, Renegades color. So he gets real unique with this. Eels, as we talked about, Destro, and Resolute, Duke, Headman, Headhunters, and then we have David Allen. He wants Ripcord, Airtight, Cross Country, Cesspool. That's a good one. Cobra Commander, Armor version 3. Very, very good choice. That actually probably would have made my list, but we have like 7 Cobra Commanders.
David, please tell me you want Ripcord, not from the movies, right? Not movie Ripcord, right?
No Marlon Wayans in this bitch.
Yes, please.
We got Payne's Toy Samples. His wish list is Hydro Viper, Coco version 3 as well. A Dial Tone, probably the original, I'm thinking. Mutton Junkyard and Monkey Wrench, which we just saw. So pretty cool to see the fan comments kind of mirror ours at points. We did Iron Grenadier Destro. Was Mark's on Mark's list. Dark Lawn, great pick there from David Speck, and then another Battle Armor Cobra Commander, and Crimson Guard with Fred Head. We got the Crimson Guard, and you could buy a Fred Head from IBMMT from the Foosh and just put it on, and then dress Uni Gung Ho. That's a nice choice.
Or use Kamakura. That's
Yeah.
Fred's kid.
You could do that too. Toy Bounty Hunter, good to see you, man. Alpine Jinx, great choices. Leatherneck, as we talked about. Fast Draw, I love seeing. Okay, that could be one of the worst GI Joe figures ever, but why not?
Fast Draw.
All right, and then we got Rachel Salinas.
Okay,
Here's your short list. Let's see. Hey, Rachel. More modern. Okay, here we go. We got deep cuts because we got the
Deep
new
dive
Bomb
here,
Strike.
Rachel.
Yeah, Heart Wrencher, Monstro Viper. Okay, Joe Colton. Probably not the one from What's on Joe Mine. I'm guessing. I'm thinking the one that the OG one, and then Naga Hide is almost made my list because I had that bastard with this little hog. I had that as a kid, so I always want those. And then we had here's a quick list: Doc Blowtorch, Quick Kick, and Dr. Venom. And there he is, right there. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so jealous. All my shit died in a flood.
I can tell
I don't
you.
have any of my Joes.
I sold all my shit like an idiot.
This was actually what got me into classified. During the pandemic, my mom gave me 3 shoe boxes full of my old Joes.
Dope. Oh man, I wish.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we forgot about something. How is this not our most anticipated? It's not a figure, but
I didn't order that.
Come on. What's up?
I didn't get that, so it's not on my list.
Exactly, but I want to take a roll call, Lawrence. We all got this, right?
I got it. I got it.
And I have 2 3D printed hisses, so
nice.
I have no damn room.
I got no room.
I told you had room, Tony.
He wants me to go to every room in the house. You could put a detolf here. You could put 3 detolfs over here.
You worry about room after you get it.
Right? Yeah.
You don't buy a TV because it fits your room. You buy a TV
Oh, everyone take a deep breath. Payne's Toy Samples is
Big
back.
pain.
So I have a question for everyone. Has anyone made a custom monkey wrench using the Thor Ravager body? Because
I did.
Yeah. Because I had the idea to do it, and then take
oh god, he's in the back.
The what's his name?
Hawkeye, old man Hawkeye.
What's it? The other guy in the wave.
Star-Lord. Wave?
You use Star-Lord's head and then put glasses on him. He would have looked a lot like Monkey Wrench.
Oh, okay.
I don't do painting and stuff. If they don't snap together, that's my customizing. Snapping together, throwing on a sash or something.
It's a good way to save yourself some headaches.
So we don't want to spend too much time in this because our other guys at the Terradrome will do. But how are we thinking about some of these figures? You guys looking to we got the female gunner, we got our Bravo. You didn't make any of our lists because they come with his tank, but we got to be excited for Mickey Mouse, Coco, right?
I would prefer a regular sigil. Cobra
Same here.
Versus the Mickey Mouse. I'm so tired of the Mickey Mouse thing.
It's coming.
Well, now they have the mold, so they did this on purpose. They gave you the Mickey Mouse in the HasLab. They'll mass release the same mold, different color, regular symbol.
It's just like they're doing the Tiger Force first, then the originals next. Yeah.
Right.
And this is going to be hard to take off card. It really is. I really wish they do the slip cover like some of the Mattel Creations do, and some of the other companies do, where you just slide it off, because you're not going to want to ruin the card.
Yeah, that's a good call. Just like that Cobra Khan figure.
Yes.
That is awesome. You can just slide them out, take them out, put them back. You're right. That's a great call. They really should have done that with him.
I can't wait.
It's not retail, so why not?
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Gridiron is going to come out for this thing. And especially like any of the drivers and whatnot that come with it, because I'm not too happy about the accessories that come with the driver and the gunner.
Yeah. Weren't that great.
And then these are the figures that didn't make our list because some of you guys already have them. I'm looking at you, BaldyLockz. So you have to talk. Look, you can watch his review and everything, but I don't know. Do we have any quick rapid fire comments? This is the next wave.
Awful.
Some of the
Awful.
lucky YouTubers here have them, some don't. So go ahead.
Awful. I'll buy them and review them, but I hated Barbecue to begin with. He was a useless figure.
He's from Boston, man. You just offended me, and now you got to go. You got to hit the brick.
I said nothing about Boston. I said he's an awful figure.
No, I got you. I got love for BBQ. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's awful. I actually like this color scheme on him with the classified way better than when I was a kid. I didn't really care for the Marauder look on it, but I don't know. I think it's cool.
I'll tell you what,
you can watch.
I hate the idea, or when I was a kid, I hated the idea of repaints. It's funny because now as an adult, I'm just like, yeah, this Tiger Force is hot. And so is this this version of Barbecue. I don't know what I did with him. He's around here somewhere. But in hand, he's much better looking. I was surprised with how much I liked him. I wasn't even going to get him.
He looks amazing.
He does. They did a really nice job again with updating. It's amazing what just a simple paint scheme will do for a figure, you know. And they did a really nice job on him.
All right. So, and then we, so no one picked any of these, probably just because we know they'll be coming soon. CoverGirl, I love. I mean, I don't think it would make my top 5, especially there's only 5, but it would be up there. I mean, top 10 of 15, and especially the way now that we see how it looks. We haven't gotten a early review on that. But what do you got? How do you guys feel about CoverGirl, Tony?
That CoverGirl's nice. I think I helped you with yours, and I made one of my own. But I don't mind that they reused Lady J's legs or top, whatever. Her jacket looks really cool. Her gloves look awesome. I hear a lot of people talking shit about her her facial makeup or whatever. I'm like, she looks fine to me. So and I don't mind that she's was she a brunette? And then I mean you can do your own custom. Yeah,
she started off brunette, then she was blonde in the comic.
Blonde and stuff. This one looks great. Yep. I love the shotgun. I love the handgun. The wrench is awesome, and her little her little phone or whatever it is, her little control pad. That looks cool. I just wish we had a Wolverine with it.
Yeah,
right. I was say that would be one big ass phone. I think.
Oh yeah,
a control unit tablet.
She's got a control.
Kind of make.
Yeah. She controls the Wolverine with that, but yeah, that looks awesome.
And we also have the Crimson Guard. Wait, is this what you have that one too, right? You're going to get it? You guys want to talk about this one? How about let's get Fred on? Like, you're the Crimson Guard here. Talk about the Crimson Bat.
Yeah,
I'm not into Crimson Bat.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. I could give a damn.
I mean, let's be honest. It's just they're just throwing it out. I mean, they're just throwing things out there just to make a little bit more change. Just another repaint.
repaint.
Yeah,
for
it's a
repaint.
straight up repaint. I
Looks
did
like a repaint to me.
I did do a review on them.
Nice.
I mean, they did 24 different bats. Okay, we've gotten 3 in 12 months. We're gonna get another 3 in the next 12 months, and then another 3. They're reusing the mold. They're being smart. You
Yeah.
don't have to get them all. I did get them to complement my Crimson Guards. I'm not a fan of the Python Patrol bat. I'll be honest with you. I got it just for the Sunbow look with the head.
Right.
And that's it. And I could have just painted the visor, but yeah, I don't know. He's cool looking. I like that they're introducing the serial numbers. It's something I didn't realize until just the other day is that it does say that this is the 3rd model on it, and it's got the year 2022 on it. So I imagine we'll see that going forward. So I'm not sure if you can even see that because my lighting is terrible down here, but
a little bit, yeah. Yep. And I love how everyone has different definitions of army builders. You know, like I think a lot of people think 4 is the standard. Some people say 2, some say 3, some want 20. So it's all over the place.
Listen, when it comes to the bat, give me the camouflage, give me a gray one, give me a blue one. I don't care. Just keep pumping them out because it seriously is one of the best figures they've made. Other than his chest, which I think looks bad, other than like just the way that it's painted, but that you get the cap to put over it. I think on the original it looks good, but I love the bats. I only need 1 of each of them. Then you have an army of bats, and they're different, different ones. I mean, I have 6 of the original.
Well, listen, for the retro card, I guarantee you they just slapped the Python Patrol head on there, and they put a lenticular sticker on it, throw it on retro card, and you're good.
Call it a day.
Probably. And I'll buy it.
Call it a day. So yeah, the one thing we do notice, and it was from your review as well, is that it does come with a damage head. That it didn't come with on the right. It didn't come with a Python Patrol. Didn't come with that. And then, but the problem is the pegs are different, right? The ball joint on the head.
Yeah, so they made that change, which I get it. They're trying to sell more figures. It's an odd change.
Wait. They changed. Wait. Is that over? They changed the.
So they made a smaller peg on the neck there. So now you can't swap out the heads if you want to. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Horrible choice.
Some sticky tack.
It's an odd choice. But I mean, just boil and pop. This whole neck will come right out, and you can switch it out. So it's a 30-second job. It's just the fact that they switched it up on us. What is the point?
Yeah. I did that for Scarlet when it came to the movie Scarlet, and I love the face sculpt, but I wanted the OG body, so I did the boil and pop, and it looks great. We'll move on to the next one, and it's we got an Outback. Everyone's got it. Everyone loves it, but we're getting the OG one. What's funny is I actually love, now that I have the Tiger Force and I'm looking at this one, Tiger Force one just looks better, right? The face sculpt. I don't know. That's just me.
I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing.
Okay, that's just you two.
Yeah, no, I like this one better.
I love this one better. This one's the shit right here. This is it. I don't know why they made his hair white. I mean, even way back in the day, why did his hair turn white?
I don't know, but it looks so good.
It looks cool. I'll make somebody else out of him, but I gotta have this. I gotta have this Chuck Norris Outback.
I'm not saying I don't want this one.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that Tiger Force, which I had no connection to, I got it in hand and I just went, "This is so effing good."
I love the Tiger Force Outback for different reasons.
Because
I parted him out and kit bashed him with other people. His legs went to my General Hawk. His another one's legs went to Flint. His arms went to Lieutenant Falcon. I just parted him out, but his gear is awesome. You know, his harness and his belt and his holsters and all his tools are great.
Yeah,
so he's just the Tiger Force one is just fodder for me big time. he hooked up my other customs. So I can't wait for this one. And I made one of this one. I made this guy too, but I can't wait for this guy to come out. He looks great.
So I actually want to comment here on this one because KJ says he wants a Night Force Outback.
That would be
With the
dope.
grizzled white hair will be like Solid Snake, dude, from Metal
Yeah.
Gear. Like
Is
that
he
would be
green? Is he
that's him.
mostly green? The
I
Night
mean,
Force one?
it's black.
Oh, it's black?
And green. So it'd be a
Okay,
little look
okay.
like Solid Snake from Metal
Yeah.
Gear. You don't even have to customize it. Like
Right,
it'll
right.
just be him. You just give him different weapons and shit. It'd be fucking crazy.
Solid Snake and G.I. Joe.
What else we got? Yeah, it's a perfect way. And the one no one likes.
Oh my god, they ruined one of my favorite figures.
Okay, that's it.
This is where G.I. Joe went all Team America.
That's the name of it.
They have to redo this. They
There you go.
cannot. They cannot just leave us with this. Yeah, I mean
That's Falcon.
that is
Falcon.
Falcon. That's
Yeah, if he was here, Carson would be thrilled with yours.
I know
and
he loved it. I'm so
he got
glad
his
he
from
loved it.
Ray Murphy, right? Ray Murphy.
No, yeah, he got his from Ray Murphy. Ray Murphy killed
what I'm
that damn
saying.
camo.
Right.
Huh?
I'm saying he got it from Ray. Yeah.
Yeah, he got his from Ray. Ray kills that camouflage. I just painted it up, but yeah, there's
The game master.
that's my you see his head sculpt. I didn't know who to give him. I didn't have anybody on hand, but I had a Henry Cavill head. Just painted his hair brown.
It's dope.
That's good.
They don't have any Miami Vice figures out there where we can get a Don Johnson head and slap it on there.
I wish I so would do that shit.
I mean, that's Don Johnson. What the heck did they do to him? I'm expecting him to just look at me and go, Matt Damon.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. I agree with Ford here. I mean, yeah, it's everything else is
Exactly,
good
Ford.
on him, but that face
Yeah.
is going elsewhere. Thankfully, we'll have.
He's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, his head
All right.
looks better when he doesn't have the beret on. When you put the beret,
no.
once you put the beret on, he looks very. What was the movie you said?
Team America.
Yes. When you take it off, it looks better.
He'll be a
I'm not
great
saying it's
fodder
good.
piece too.
Condor's
Yeah,
head.
there is
Yeah,
a
that
good
one
head
was
sculpt.
just
That's
slightly
good. There
better.
you go, Matthew. Hell yeah.
A little better. Not much better. All right. And yeah, shout out to Leanne. Gave us some photos here. And yeah, so I think we're all getting these. My Recondo shipped today. It originally said January 19th. They didn't go by the street date for me, but then today it shipped. And I had
Nice.
like a Target deal, so I'm excited that it's
That Recondo
coming.
looks amazing.
Mhm.
I'll probably part him out too.
But yeah, I'm sure most people are starting to get these shipped now, so that's why. I mean, why would we put these on our anticipated list if they're coming? And then yeah, look at this bazooka with the gridiron loadout, and
Yeah.
and then another shot from Leanne and the Cobra. My Cobra Officer hasn't shipped. Has yours?
Hasn't even hit stores yet.
Okay.
Which
The
one?
Python
The
Patrol
Python
one?
Patrol?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got one right here.
Yeah, PP.
Did you get it at a store?
Now, I had a friend send me this. I don't know where they got it from. I don't know if
And you
can
got
see
some
that.
good
I got-
ass friends. But I got good friends too, because Tony hooked me up with Bazooka and Duke. Thank you for those Tiger Force ones when they hit Arizona when I went to go
Yes,
visit.
sir.
I had that. So
that's
that
crazy.
was a dope trip. That was quite a bonus. I had a fun time and then
Yeah, Rakondo's
here we go.
face-
We got Recondo.
Nice.
But I got he looks really nice, and I always liked Recondo, but he does nothing for me.
Yeah, same.
I think when this guy shows up,
Exactly.
I'm gonna be
That's
way
right,
happier.
brother.
And I feel the exact opposite about Outback, which is odd. But his face sculpt looks absolutely amazing. He looks awesome, but it does nothing for me. This color scheme looks. But if you do customs, he'll be awesome.
Yeah, the OG is the best.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. This one looks like he just tried to bed your mother. You know what I mean? Like he's got the slick back hair.
What kind of stepdads did you have?
Which one? Which
Looks
one
like-
tried to bet whose mom?
It's fucking great.
I
Looks
think
like
the
some.
Zuka looks more like it.
Oh
Hey,
my
listen,
goodness.
this is.
All right.
I love the mustache wave. All right, it's
Well, when Lenny is in charge, you're gonna get a lot of stash, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
What else we got? Okay, we didn't. None of these made our list. Walmart's got us in limbo on some of this shit we pre-ordered like 7 years ago. Zartan, OG, the cartoon, and then the nice. They listened to us. They got rid of the gloves and made some nice changes to the Storm Shadow. I went to so I could keep one carded because one of them's going to be damaged anyway. So open that one up. It's from Walmart. So do you guys really give a shit at this point about these things, or are you just over it? We're just waiting. I mean, what's going on?
mine are already paid for, so I don't even care. If you pay with PayPal through Walmart, they charge you right away. So I don't even care. Just send it to me. It's
Yep.
already paid for.
If it ever comes, it'll probably get canceled. So hopefully PayPal will give you a refund
Hey,
when that happens.
Walmart has never canceled anything on me. And not only that, the cover girl up there was one they just sent me for free for no reason. Just showed up at my house. So
Wow.
Right. And
They're not
we
cover
got
girl,
these
Lady
two.
J. I'm sorry, Lady J.
Yeah. Well, I want Fred Broca's opinion on this Crimson Guard.
I prefer the classified versus the
Thank you.
the retro card back.
I agree with you 100%.
Which
I don't
one you
know
guys
why,
prefer?
but my-
Sorry, which
Yep.
one you guys like better?
Classified.
Oh, okay,
Classified.
not this retro.
No,
No, I mean there's
Okay.
nothing wrong with it.
Oh, you like the black? Do you like the black face better, right?
I like the black face, the black
here.
the
backpack.
crimson on just the red. The crimson is better. That darker red is way better.
You like the crimson red, not the period red. Sorry, I heard that
Hey,
somewhere.
Tony. Hey, Tony, you're supposed to save that for my late night Friday show. That kind of talk.
Okay,
not on
fuck,
the-
my bad.
mood. But yeah, what about? I know a lot of people are really actually happy with the Snake Eyes, despite the fact we already have 20 versions. But this is kind of V1.
I love
Man,
it.
all you got to do is paint. Well, nobody likes to paint but me. I saw that thing and he said that is perfect. V1 Snake Eyes. I'm getting them. I ordered them, but I had to get another stalker, paint that sucker black, and put the Alpha Commando head on him. And he looks good to me. He looked really good. He came out really good. But yeah,
Snake Eyes is better than Ninja Snake Eyes any day.
I'm still getting that one. I love V1 and V2. I can't make my mind up. But Timber did come with V2, not this one. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I like both of these. I like both of them.
Mhm.
But again, one's an army builder, so I don't care. You can give me as many as you want. I
Yeah.
don't have to buy multiples to create an army if you're giving me multiple colors. That's kind of why I like the bats now and the vipers.
Yeah.
I can buy one of each and just still have an army of them.
Yeah.
Fellas, I got to take off.
All right, Fred.
What's up? Okay.
I got to take
All right,
off.
boss.
All right,
I
buddy.
wish I knew that. We would have went over your list, but it's all right. Take off, man.
All right, don't worry
Thanks.
about it, man.
Fred was like, "No way! I thought we'd be on over 2 hours."
You on the East Coast, Fred?
No, I'm actually here in Arizona with you.
Oh, you're here with me. Damn. It's
He's
only
outside your window right now.
oh, shit. Oh, motherfucker.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, sorry there was kind of communication breakdown. Couldn't really hear you all night, and I didn't know you had to go.
I think
so.
everybody else heard me, right?
I heard you fine. I don't know what's up with
I
Travis.
don't know
I heard
what's
you
going
good.
on.
Travis is tripping.
Sounded great.
No, I'm not. I'm like this, trying to like hear it. If
Oh,
it's not him, then
it's
me.
on Travis's
All right.
side.
Yeah. All right.
All right, fellas. Thank
Take
you very
care,
much.
boss.
All right, Fred.
All right, you got it. Thanks for joining.
Take
Have a good one.
care.
All right, so that'll make the show shorter. All right, so we'll get right into we got our list. toy kind of mood list. But all right, what else? So these are the GI Joe and Cobra nobody picked, right? So here we
I
go.
made one. That's why. Oh, these guys. Okay.
So Copperhead was not on any of our lists. This includes Fred's list, and then yeah, let's see what else we got. The female troopers, which most people seem to like, and then we kind of discovered that gold armory is more sand color. I think with the more we look at it, more of a desert
Yo,
sand than gold. We hope at least. So
I'm picking both of them up.
So you remember what I mentioned about how we have to get the snow job with the Sunbow gun?
Yeah.
Look at the other gun that they have. That is the Sunbow gun for the Cobra Troopers.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I got one, and I gave it to Destro, I think.
Yeah. I love both of these. I hate the blast effects. I think they're garbage, except for the one where it's like shooting multiples. I almost.
Oh yeah.
I almost picked the female troopers. I like the smoke effect, and I like the multiple one. Half the time, the long ones come out limp. I've seen a lot of reviews with them being just soft. Maybe it has something to do with the females. I don't know. And Copperhead, I think, looks awesome. I thought Copperhead was going to come with the M16. I thought they were going to do a Python Patrol Copperhead and give him the M16.
M203.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's how that Python Patrol one came.
That 357 or 44 Magnum he's got with the scope is straight out of the Punisher. It looks badass.
It came with some of the O-ring figures later on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is what you're gonna charge us at least $25. You're gonna give us 2 sidearms and this knife. I mean, come on, like you gotta do better than that, Lenny. Emily, come on, like
water moccasin.
Yes.
Well, yeah. See, I agree with this comment here.
Yes.
No water moccasin, no Copperhead for me. He's a great looking figure. But get the water moccasin. I know somebody is going to be, if they haven't already 3D printed them.
Fortnite boat.
KJ, okay. That's correct. I'm going to repaint that Fortnite boat, and that's my moccasin.
The Fortnite boat it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome, but it was also like $70 or $80.
Oh, that's true.
It's very you can get it discounted, but it doesn't have a lot of detail to it. My buddy dropped it off for me to review, and I had no intention of doing it. And I opened it up, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this thing looks awesome!"
$58. KJ said you can get it for $58.
Yeah, but it's still big. But people keep saying, well, if you get a Fortnite boat for $58, you can do a water moccasin. But the Fortnite boat, as cool as it is, there's not a lot of detail to it. If you do a water moccasin, a vamp, anything like that, it's going to be detailed, and it's going to cost over $100. And I keep saying this: Mo2 stuff is sitting on the shelves because no one wants to pay $32 for a vehicle. You think people are going to spend $100 plus on a G.I. Joe vehicle that's sitting at Target or Walmart? Nope, they're going to wait till they clearance it for $30, just like they did the Snow Speeder and that TIE Fighter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and that Batmobile just recently, right?
Right.
Has it even dropped yet?
Travis, whose list is this?
Isn't that the McFarlane, the Batmobile?
Yeah, it dropped down to $25 with a figure.
Yeah, everything in McFarlane. McFarlane and Mo2 stuff, you don't ever buy it. You don't ever buy it like at full price because it'll be either on sale or clearance the next week.
Tony,
yeah,
these are the ones they showed us or named, but no one picked them on their list.
Oh, okay. So that's got
is
that Stronox's Range Viper?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's oh my god, dude.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah,
that guy's on another world. Yeah, he's on another planet. But yeah, I mean, now looking at that, I mean, that might be my number one if it looks like Stronox's.
Oh my! If it looks like Stronox's, holy shit!
Again, another one that was in my shoebox.
Pimentel bringing them out,
dude. This one was one of my all-time favorites. I still got the backpack here. I'm pretty sure the hose is in here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, we only had 5 to choose from, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been on the list.
Oh, that's true. 5 is hard. It was fun, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I have
then
no
so-
connection. I have no connection to that figure, so it means nothing to me. Like if
Neither
they
do
never
I.
made it,
I just
no,
like
I'm missing it.
Stonox's fucking custom.
And then
Oh, man.
also there was nobody picked Tripwire and nobody picked Chuckles.
Yeah.
I like the trick. I sometimes I didn't pick some because I being a customizer, I made a bunch of these already,
Right.
and that's some, I
Right.
kind of, if they come out, it's a plus for me because I'm still going to get the official one if I made it or not. But I kind of stayed away from the ones like I kind of made. But oh yeah, there's still some that like those other ones are coming out. I'm still going to buy them no matter if I made a custom or not. But no, man, it's
I
gonna be
had
fun.
Well,
I had almost every
it's your
O-ring
turn.
figure.
Your turn.
Yes.
Tony Romo's most
I-
anticipated classifieds.
I would
There he
not be
is.
buying that one. I would tell you that much right now.
Oh, this is for pump.
Besides, you probably fall and get hurt anyway.
Shut up.
No, Tripwire. I had almost every O-ring figure. I was fairly spoiled. There was one figure I never even wanted. I never asked for it. I didn't get it till the past 5 years, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, we already got Tripwire from the Valaverse. That's the deal. So all right,
Oh yeah. It's
Anthony, you're-
an easy. Like, thanks to Murata Rubin.
your turn, dude. All right, here we
Let's
go.
go.
And you
That's
went
my
with
number one.
Yeah, it was this freaking thing. The
That's my number
Cobra
one.
Trouble Bubble.
Trouble Bubble with
pod.
an official Televiper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Take us
made
through it.
one, and I still want. There's my.
There it
There you
is.
go.
That's yours.
That's mine.
What is the gun?
The
I've
gun
never known.
is from his own. Well, the
Gridiron.
one from Gridiron. I can't remember that. I think it's an M4 with a telescoping camera lens on.
No,
the
I mean, what is the gun supposed to be? I've never, like, on the original figure. What was the gun supposed to be?
I know, right? Looks like
I can never figure it out. Is it supposed to be like a listening device? Is it like what they use to like neutralize the Hawk in the Hawk movie? Like, I've never been able to figure out what it was.
I think it's both, man. I think there you go. Oh yeah, short sleeves Televiper, badass.
I still have two of my original. Like,
yeah. Oh man, he came out. He's real simple. I got to show Ken Poe how to make those sleeveless limbs. He was having trouble. He was telling me you got to warm them joints up, man, and pop them out. But you got to, mess up a Cobra Viper to get those bare arms.
Ooh.
I know, right? I had one, and I said, okay. After Mark's Televiper loadout came out, I said, yeah, I'm doing it. Because I gave the Viper's boots to Gung Ho. Remember, he has those black ridged, boots that the Viper had. So
These dumb boots?
No. The ones that the Viper had.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I parted out my Viper, and it was heartbroken. But yeah, it was Camera, Batista. Oh yeah, no doubt, right? Getting rubbed. The blue nose tip. All the paint rubbed off his beak, huh?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but that's my. Well, yeah, he's gonna come with a trouble bubble, so that's cool. Flight pod, trouble bubble, whatever you call it, but it's gonna be cool.
So I have a question for you, Romo. So you went with a vehicle though, so it's cool. I'm guessing because you already have a Televiper, like most of us,
right?
Right. Well, yeah, I'm guessing this is more about the Cobra flight pod for you. But number one is a really interesting choice. So
yeah, man. That one was number one because it got announced a while back, didn't it?
Yes. Viper Island actually announced him I'm not joking. Like
I
2
know,
years ago, he said the Target exclusive Trouble Bubble with Dr. Mindbender was coming.
Mindbender.
He had on good authority that it's in the system.
You
Do you
did
guys
say
remember
that.
that?
Yeah, but it came from Comic-Con. It was a name only in the panel that we were at. Shout out to
Yeah.
KJ and Steve and
Yeah.
everything. But
AJ.
here's the thing, Tony. You're not even getting the His Tank. You don't get the Sky Striker, and a vehicle is your number one
The Sky
of the year.
Striker
I
is
don't know.
O-ring. The Sky Striker
No,
is
no, I know,
O-ring.
but you're not getting the His Tank, and you're getting this thing. So
And
how is it
I
your
like.
number
Oh
one?
yeah. Oh, it's white. I like the mid size. I can get room for
Okay.
mid size. I can get a Trouble Bubble. I can get an Awe Striker. Oh my God, Awe Striker, Vamp. You know, let's do it. And that one, I never had that thing as a kid. The Trouble Bubble, the flight pod. So, and then I already have the Televiper, and it's gonna come with another one. So that was my choice.
Yeah, all right. So now here's your second choice. And third choice, we already went over Torpedo already, but Shadow Tracker.
Shadow
Best
Tracker.
choice.
Never had him, never heard about him till not too long ago. And I'm like, I love, those deep ass cuts with Cobra operatives that you don't know shit about. And I'm almost, gonna try my hand at making a custom of him because he looks so worth it. So once they do a classified version of this guy, oh, it's over, man. I wouldn't know how to do the dreads. I gotta call Doc Gifford to show me how to do the dreadlocks. Can't be too hard, but man, he's got that Destro / Taskmaster helmet or whatever it is, man. It looks crazy. He's almost neon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was real excited for that. It's an eclectic choice.
Yeah.
It'll stand out on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
As a big Predator fan, you can kind of fuck with that a little bit with some of the Predators. You could throw Arnold in there.
Yeah.
Really love the weapon, choices that they could go with. I think they said this is going to be a deluxe. So,
Really?
I think that's what I heard from Chris. So yeah, the possibilities are endless with this. And I do like that, they had mentioned a bomb strike and all this stuff. So, going deeper into the comics, into the IDW run later on is good. Like we got Kamakura, right? So we want to start like expanding the lore. We got a ton of a real American hero that it's the anniversary and everything. And now it's time to kind of explore and go deeper.
Right.
I don't know how deep. I don't know if they'll go extreme, and hopefully maybe not, but either way, they're going to cover GI Joe for all the fan bases. And that's the beauty of classified, kind of mixing in all the lores and the layers and in different eras of GI Joe with classified, because the possibilities are endless. As long as Hasbro owns it, they can do it. And then I don't know, you did, or we already kind of went at length with Torpedo, right? Do we want to go to the
with
next
Torpedo,
one? So
I just want them to do an unmasked or unhooded head.
Pedo.
And that'd be the icing on the cake there, because that's near perfect to me. I'm happy with that Torpedo, even though I made one. Still, that one looks great.
Hey guys,
I got you. So that way it doesn't have the suit on. Yep.
Hey, quickly, 49 people in the chat, 33 likes. So something's not working. So everyone start hitting that like button.
What's going on? Thank you.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you. And a shout out to Zazel from Sergeant Slaughter's house. He's always telling everybody to like the show, guys. Thank you, Lawrence. Appreciate that. I'm so invested in the commentary here. So it's how YouTube, like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. What's up?
That's how YouTube pushes it out, man. More people that like it, not just watching it. People like it. YouTube will push it out to other GI Joe guys that are in their algorithm.
Yep. Exactly. And share your top 5, share your comments at the end of the show. Whatever hosts want to stick around with me, we can go over a few things. But let's keep rolling into the next one. Like the show, guys, please. It takes one click. All right, here we go.
Oh, I need my Dreadnought, bro. I know I made them all. I still want the officials with Ripper and Buzzer. I mean, they were announced. These are my most anticipated ones. They've already said, and the official ones would be great to throw on these Marvel Legends motorcycles. I mean, they look awesome. I need more Dreadnoughts in my life, bro.
Exactly. So here's the thing: these were name only. PulseCon for Buzzer, Yojo June when they did that podcast for Ripper. I already asked. I mean, you look at that. Doesn't that kind of look like Lenny? He'll kill me for that.
Lenny with a mohawk.
Yeah. I was like, it kind of looks like him. So I was like, is that? And I asked him, I was like, is it gonna be your face? And he said no. And I'm like, well, I mean, it pretty much is got you. And then look, but of course, Beard Gang in the house.
Yeah, and then Buzzer's the only clean cut dreadnought, I think.
Yeah, and so Buzzer is up there for me because that was the very first GI Joe figure I got my hands on. And
Really?
so it did it was like I think I got a couple like at a flea market or whatever, or like passed down of just uncles that didn't want this shit anymore. Well, I don't remember, but I do know I had Buzzer, I had Sarge, I had a couple others. But yeah, Buzzer is just the most memorable one I had when I was a kid, and it just for that. And then also, I got my dreadnoughts set up. I need some dreadnoughts to fight the dreadnoughts and take back what is theirs.
There you
And
go.
also, we got all the bikes, as you mentioned, and then all those wild third-party Buzzer accessories with the
Yes,
chainsaws, the
sir.
ultimate chainsaws, the one-man army chainsaw, the bloody chainsaw. I could
Oh,
go
man.
on and on and on, and I got all that shit. So it's like,
Same
man, I want to
here.
start using it with the man known for the chainsaw, and that's Buzzer. And I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait for
for
these.
both of these. But yeah,
Yeah.
Buzzer is leading the pack for me. And all right, well, but Dreadnoks is a must. I think this will be the year of the Dreadnought.
I think so. I think
Besides
so.
this. So yeah, Knox for
Would
life.
you guys want
Shout-
a multi-pack of the Dreadnoks?
I would
or
scoop
standalone?
that up. I would scoop it up so fast. A multi-pack.
That's been our guess since
Can you
day
imagine
one.
Buzzer?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Buzzer, Ripper, Monkey Wrench, Torch? At least all those.
Well, I think they were. I even asked Lenny in person about the Buzzer, Ripper, and Torch kind of pack, and or yeah, I think Monkey Wrench would kind of be on the side there, but
They would clean house.
But yeah, it's something they're considering, but a lot of that is logistics and stuff when it comes to retail and price. So that could be above what they're thinking. But it seems like day one we've always wanted a 3-pack. But yeah, it's like, why not make it a PulseCon exclusive? I mean, those aren't really that hard. You give them $50 a year, and you just wake up in the morning and you get it. It's not that bad. All right, so Bazooka.
Bazooka, man. I want my OG Bazooka. Look at that. Steve Grogan jersey, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Steve Grogan. Oh man, the Mr. Patriots fan here. And man, he looks I can't wait for him. We get this one. I'm doing Zen's modification of Outback's harness for him, dude. I just watched your video. That was freaking dope.
It's a simple mod, and
oh man, that was awesome. It was great.
I'll tell you what, man. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, how the heck does his
how does he hold all those rockets on that jersey, right?
Yeah,
did you guys watch that? Did you guys see Zen's video of that mod he did for Outback's harness for this guy? Oh, it's simple. It's great. It's something I wish I would have thought of.
You could also probably do roadblocks.
Yeah.
What you can't do is Action Force because they use a little tiny body.
Yeah.
So it won't fit. Because I went and grabbed Sergeant Slaughter's that I have on one of my beachheads and tried to put it on there. And it was like super tight on him. And like he couldn't breathe or nothing. So I went, all right, well, that ain't going to work.
No, but yeah, this is. I don't think I ever had Bazooka as a 3 3/4 inch fig.
Never a fan of them.
I still got mine.
Right. I don't think I could find them, but then I found Alpine, his best friend.
Yeah, it was a little too early for me, so I didn't have him, despite being a New England Patriots fan. But just the way it goes. So I'll be excited to see the representation, but I'm less excited just because the Tiger Force one did end up really awesome, especially
it was good. It looked good. Yeah. All you need is a color swap on that exact same thing, and you're done. He looks fantastic.
Here's one thing that I remember about Bazooka in a roundabout way is, does anyone remember the TV show Alice?
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting at the bar with a number 14 shirt. I didn't realize that it was a Patriots shirt. Looked just like him. And just like watching Rad and wanting Zaymont and Tomax, I just remember going like, "That's Bazooka right there." And this is, I believe, this is actually based off one of the football players, isn't it?
Yeah, Steve Grogan.
That's what we were saying.
Okay.
Steve
So
Grogan.
it may have been Steve Grogan as doing like a cameo or something, for all I know. I just remember that, and it was just a small cameo, sitting at the diner bar and everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. It's just that's what was so great about G.I. Joe. They pulled influences from everywhere.
Yeah.
And had no idea. Other than Cutter's Boston hat, I really had no clue. Like, it never dawned on me till now when you start looking back and you're like, oh, okay. But I agree with you. Like, it's awesome that they did stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely could have.
I know we're saying night to some folks on the East Coast.
Oh my God! Good night,
Hopefully,
Leanne.
guys-
Good night, Rat Face.
Hopefully, guys don't work on Saturday. You could join me Friday night. And but yeah,
It's 10:30.
talk Bazooka.
Not even late.
Is it what time? 10:30? Yeah, if you got to get up at
Man.
5 a.m., it's a little late.
I did a live stream to 11:30 last night, just rambling about bullshit.
Yeah, you did. You kept me up. That was awesome.
Hey, man, I'm East
right, let's
Coast
not-
here. I'm getting tired.
You are getting tired.
I'm a little tired.
All right, we'll get.
I'll go
it,
through the
man.
rest of mine.
Your list is gone, man. You're free to go whenever.
No,
you please,
I'm
man.
staying, man. I just had a
All
red.
right.
Come on.
All right, cool. I'm just
Let's move
hanging out.
on. What else
All
I
right,
got?
so here we go. Tony Romo. I did this all for Lawrence. I did this all for
love you,
Lawtown.
dude. That's my boy right
You
there.
know, I knew it'd piss him off. And here we go. The wish list, baby.
That's the guy with the crystal ball right there. Oh,
All right. We talked about Airborne and Doc already, but if you want to just make a quick, that's your Airborne. You want to make a quick comment?
yeah. I'll
Because
make it
we'll
real
move on.
quick because that Airborne I was not happy with. Was not happy with that custom, but I talked about him. Who else had an Airborne on their list?
Me.
Okay, yeah, I love him. I want him. I want him to put him in the, I made a Wild Bill. I made another version of Airborne that's way better than this one. This is my first attempt. I just was so enamored of that old man Hawkeye's legs that would, dude, you had the knee pads, you had the boots, it was tan, So it's real hard finding a body on a torso.
Condor.
Yeah, I got him. I finally got him, and then I made him. Before that Condor came out, I made this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I made him a long time ago. Those goggles are from eBay. Oh my God, he's horrible compared to the new one I made.
Our friend KJ made a great custom of Doc, but I couldn't find an image of it. There was images of it like not all together, but
Oh yeah,
I know when KJ's on the show next time, we'll have to do it. But
there's a new Airborne.
Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. How'd you get the paint off the Action Force? Did you get it off? Isn't that the Action?
No, this is he's got rollouts legs. I think rollouts legs are tan. And then it was Desert Rat's top, and then I put the Action Forces vest over the top.
But isn't that Condor's? Because it was already the same, very similar color.
Yeah, this is
Well,
Condor's vest. I just turned it. I just painted it a different blue and added.
Okay, you painted it. Okay, I
added
thought
the
you got
green.
rid of the British.
Yeah, it's probably blurry. My bad.
No, I thought you did something to get rid of the British flag that's on it.
Oh yeah, I took that off with some acetone or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't like that
right.
vest?
And a Doc comment before we move on in next number 4.
No, I talked about him earlier. I need
All right.
need the medic.
Yeah, we
Need the medic,
talked about
bro.
We talked about that a lot, and then you also talked about Leatherneck a lot, but that's your
That's the
your
custom.
custom, and you already showed off the custom. So
Yeah.
then we'll move on to this one. You haven't talked about Mutt and Junkyard or Flamethrower Blowtorch.
Yeah, that Mutt and Junkyard. I didn't know how I was gonna make him. I used another Action Force vest, and that came out, really deep,
That looks
really
good.
decent. on that one. And then oh, thank you. And then I can't remember where I got the nightstick from. I got the nightstick from some weapon pack, but I'm like, oh, I had that. And then the Mac 10 with the suppressor, that's gridiron all day. And I think somebody was making that head sculpt. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know if it was Jay's Armory or Gnome's Paint Shop made the helmet and a head, but that helmet right there is just on a flint head. Just I didn't paint the other one yet at the time. And then that's just a Cobra Viper gauntlet I put on him for his,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
so, yeah. It was easy. So, you know, everyone liked it pretty much. It came out pretty good. And then the junkyard, the Rottweiler came with that aliens pack. Remember that alien? It was like
Oh yeah, I remember you saying. Yeah.
right. It was the runner alien. It came, that the
Mhm.
one that face hugged the damn dog and broke out of the dog. That dog was
What an
perfect.
accessory to come with an alien.
Yeah, the dog came with that alien thing, and then
Crazy.
he was
Good find.
perfect. I think I'm still gonna find him a collar and a leash, and
Mhm.
then I'll be done. So,
Right.
and then blowtorch. I'm just interested in what Classified and what Lenny is gonna do with blowtorch, if at all, you know, because that bright yellow guy with red. It's crazy, you know. We got the firefighter and barbecue. Here's a fire starter, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And I mean, we got the Alley Viper true to form, so I could probably
Yeah,
see them doing a blowtorch true to
that's
form,
true.
but I'm
That's
sure
true.
they're gonna put a twist on it, and especially like let's classify it up. What are you gonna do? And then actually, as much as the punk hates barbecue, now barbecue will have a buddy, one who puts fires on and one who puts them out.
I like blowtorch.
Yeah,
I've always liked blowtorch, but there were actual flamethrowers in the military.
right.
Most of them probably didn't wear bright yellow and red, but
I know, right? He's not. He's a big target, so just have
well,
him. You know,
when barbecue came out and people said, "Why would you need this?"
a
in
firefighter.
on Cobra Island, I said, "Well, he's a distraction. You send the big bright red guy out there, they take all their aim at him, and then the other guys can sneak up and kill the other guys."
Oh, Ford,
Tony.
those arms on Mutt. Oh my God, they're from a Valaverse figure too, because he has great short. They have great short sleeves on those operator type figures. So I think I repainted one of those arms. I mean, you could, whoever has short sleeves on a Valaverse figure. I can't. Kennedy had it. There's some other ones that had short sleeves. I just painted the sleeve, and on this one, I'm not sure if I painted flesh tone on those arms or if they came like that. I can't remember, dude. But yeah, I made them fit at I think it's a Flint torso.
Western rollout, Bees is saying.
Yeah, they've got. Oh yeah, they might be duster arms.
Got it.
What's the
All
body?
right. Well,
The body,
that's your list.
the body's
Yep.
Flint with breaker boots.
Okay, because I was gonna say, because the thing I hate about Action Force and people hate that I get mad is their shoulders hang over, and it looks wrong, and you can't do a T pose with them.
On Action Force figures?
Yes, Action Force, where they're trying to make the shoulder look like it sticks out,
Oh yeah.
they hang out, so you can't do a full T pose. It gets in the way.
Oh wow. Well, at
So-
least I mean you can't do that, but at least you can have them holding a pistol the right way with two hands with the
Yeah, I don't care.
code.
It's G.I. Joe, man. Like, we got a big red and yellow fire or flamethrower guy here, and you're worried about accurately aiming their pistols.
Well, hell with that
Going
one.
with 2 guns ablazing.
There's more guys with guns than fucking flamethrowers.
All right, so we'll do a couple of rapid fire streams here because I'm the host. I don't need to go on and on about my picks. I'll just show them up there. And yeah, toy kind of mood. Here we go. These are the ones that are
I want to
announced.
see. There you go.
And, yeah, I already told you guys what they were. Shipwreck 1, and we already talked about them at length. And I tried to chime in the show as we went on. And
Am I
we
the
go. We
only one
got
that hates shipwreck?
Probably.
Yes.
yeah.
You don't even like the shipwreck with the beanie?
It's an okay, but I don't look at him as shipwreck. He's just a Navy SEAL. I'll try and make it quick. When I got the USS Flag for Christmas, I was supposed to get it last. Well, I did get it last, but I remember, if you remember G.I. Joe figures, if they went back to back, your parents could wrap them, but you knew what they were. You just didn't know what they were, right? And Christmas morning, I knew what it was. I opened it up, 2 shipwrecks.
Oh, I heard. Yeah,
I already have one shipwreck, but why do you need 2 more? Open up another one, 2 more. Open up the next pack, 2 more.
Okay,
Open up another one. Now I have 9 shipwrecks. And I look up and I can see my mom just, if looks could kill, she would have killed my dad. And then he kind of just disappeared. We opened up some more presents, go downstairs, and there was the flag.
And then you're like, thanks, Dad. You got me a lot of sailors.
And the funniest thing is, 9 shipwrecks, I do not have one complete.
Damn.
I don't have the rope. And everything else, I only have one that's even close to being complete. I have no idea how. That's how much I hated them.
So you hate shipwreck, but you got 9, and your shipwreck is the cause of you getting a flag. You should have shipwreck posters all over your wall.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
My dad was a sailor, so he thought an aircraft carrier should have sailors, and they all look the exact same with parrots.
Your dad is gonna kick your ass.
I still have 8 of those shipwrecks.
You poor soul.
Damn you. My dad is a skydiver. That's why I love airborne. I love ripcord and crazy legs. So
I saw those photos.
If I would have gotten 9, if I would have gotten 9 airbornes and 7 crazy legs, I would have been stoked.
Yeah. Oh man, you'd have been making parachutes for those fuckers.
Yes.
But you still remember that Christmas.
Oh, I'll never forget it.
He got the flag. Shit.
Like I said,
the flag.
Every year I see that meme go over. You know, the 37th year in a row that I didn't get the flag. I made the meme this year that said, "This is the 36th year in a row that I didn't get another flag."
Damn. Getting the flag to me is better than getting the fucking Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. I never had the Falcon because I didn't care
about
that.
I never had the flag.
Like I said, I was the kid that had the flag. So when everyone said, "Hey, let's go to my," I have the flag, but it's at my grandparents' house. I said, "Oh, it's at my house. You want to go play with it?" And then they realized you couldn't move it. It was just there.
The place that stays. Yeah.
It was an immovable object.
Yeah. Do want to make a comment on B's comment here, because I think we'll get this, and I think they're doing a real American hero for everything. At least just putting kind of like a little magic classified touch on a real American hero. So yeah, I think we'll definitely get a SEAL Commando version. They're gonna have a lot of fun with shipwreck.
At least the beanie wearing one with the turtleneck. Yeah,
that's the one I was hoping for. But I'm super happy with this.
Yeah, and Buzzer, I told you why. So next one, we talked about this already with Lawrence. You'll have to watch the replay. And then Snow Job, we talked about when we talked Shadow Tracker. I was just like, you're going deep with this. I don't want to put all just OG figures there, real American heroes. Like, let's get some new shit just to how cool is getting Kamakura? So, all right. Classified wish list.
There we go.
All right. We didn't talk about Ripcord except for your comment. And so the reason I put the movie Wallace Weems there is because both KJ and I thought of a cool thing where you could include 2 sculpts with 2 different looks. Now you wouldn't want the weigh-in sculpt, but you could have a representation of that movie one, but you could still have the OG body. You know what I mean? Cool. Or at least you don't even have to have a version of this version of Rise of Cobra. You could have version 1.
It becomes an army builder.
Yeah, that's cool.
An army builder version of the Halo jumper, and it would be super dope. And then you still get that kind of representing that movie. Because if you look at some of the figures, they make some, like with the Viper 3-pack and stuff, they're making some changes there. Some of the army builders. So I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Because if there is any fans of that movie, I mean, I like the second one, but if there is any fans of that movie, at least, you kind of get them and you give them the extra face sculpt. You can use it for anything. You know what I mean? So I thought it was cool.
I would have
What
no
was that?
problem with some movie classified figures. You don't have to do a whole bunch, but do 5 of the movies. I have no problem with it. And the second movie isn't all that bad. The first one is pretty awful.
Yeah, the second movie's pretty good. All right, cool. So that's all. I mean, you guys picked Airborne. I went with Ripcord. And then I think part of that too is the Sky Strike. We're getting that now. We're getting the Night Force version, which was a nice surprise. It was a stretch goal. We're getting that. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. We got to get, so if they're giving that a line that's kind of dead, we're not even talking 118 because we don't even know if it's going to survive past the Sky Striker. And so they're already doing a Night Force version of that, which didn't even exist. So why don't you just give us a Ripcord and Classified? So that was definitely on my list. And then that's just another look at out of the box. And then there's a nice Stronox again. That's a 118. Go ahead, look at that 118 custom. That's insane.
Yeah, tiny for that. Wow.
I love Ripcord.
He's one of my favorites, Ripcord.
And I went out playing G.I. Joe with him, and I dropped him in the grass. I walked home and realized I didn't have him, and I actually found him, his camouflage and everything.
Wow.
Never thought that would happen.
It's funny with the camouflage. When I first got the classified Stalker, my son and I went out back and we dropped them, and I couldn't find them for 2 days.
That's it. But just another look at Ripcord. And then we already went at length about version 2. Just probably if I had to pick one toy as a kid, one G.I. Joe figure as a kid, it was this one. That was just the card art is insane. I mean, that's just beautiful. They did a great job. And it was only $2.69.
The Arashikage tattoo right there on the card art. It was beautiful. It was.
I was just gonna say that.
Yep. And on the figure itself, I mean, look at that pose, right?
Yeah.
That's like you're gonna copy that pose.
That would be my only gripe. That this figure, you could not do that pose, and we all tried it. We tried it, but you could do it with the classified.
You want me to try it now?
Go for it. That compound
bow is dope. Don't break that thumb.
Yeah, don't break the thumb. Jesus.
Nah.
Don't do it on air. We've had things break on air before. It's sad.
I can feel the rubber band is already about to pop.
And then I think this is 4 and 5. Doc, there's Dr. Giles. How could I not represent the Doc with Doc, right? So
that's right.
That custom is great. And I think you got the Samuel L. Jackson look, and that also shout out to KJ again. I was trying to look for a complete photo of because he used the Nick Fury face, and his custom was awesome too of Doc. But I'm just really excited to see what they do with Doc. And we already went at length about the eel. And then Helix. Now this is my surprise choice, maybe because I'm excited for what they're going to be doing with the later comics. I did read a lot of the later comics, so they've killed it with the women figures lately. Remember, they started off Lady J, Scarlet. They just were lackluster, and then now we got CoverGirl and Baroness, and Zorana is one of my top 5 figures of the year for classified. So Helix, and I love that white hair on Outback. So I'm thinking, man, on a woman, it's gonna look gorgeous. Especially with that nice, maybe a bright neon yellow, greenish kind of look with just the white pop down with the black, and she's a secret ops, Cobra ops. So really cool. Look at those accessories from the Rise of Cobra, definitely an underrated toy line. So imagine getting those in 112. So she's gonna be a total babe and really pop off the shelf. We definitely need some more women as great as they've been delivering with the girls. It'd be nice to get some more. So that's my list. And let's in case he's watching or something, let's get Fred Broca's out, because he might have picked some stuff that we didn't. So we'll fly through it.
Okay.
All right. Nice. We talked about Hawk. Talk about
Nice.
rock and roll. Tunnel Rat. We didn't get
Love it.
Larry Hama, right?
Yeah.
Love Tunnel Rat.
Right.
Yeah,
Who wants
he
to
was
take it away?
always one of
Tunnel
my
Rat.
favorites.
Mhm.
I think he was underrated when we were kids. I thought they did kind of a cool job with him in Resolute. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to get him. He's another one I have beside me here. He's just he was always a very cool figure. I know he's here somewhere. So I know.
Oh, all right. I thought you had it ready. Okay, no problem.
No, I wasn't expecting Tunnel Rat to come up on the screen.
I mean,
Oh,
he had a
you're good.
wonderful loadout as a kid. And then to find
Mhm.
out that he's Larry Hama, like when you're older, you're like, wow, I wish I would have known this as a kid. But the loadout that he comes with, I could definitely see them doing him as a deluxe, since they obviously want to recoup some of their money.
I do have.
I will have
him
to
right
say,
here.
a guy going through tunnels with a gun that big doesn't make a lot of sense as an adult when you think about it. But
I mean, he was always very
Yeah,
cool looking.
Oh yeah, I had told people that when he goes in the tunnels, he gives the weapon up to somebody else and goes in. You know, I made a custom of him too, but I don't. I have him with the the weapon from Gridiron you have, Travis, on your Winter Soldier, that big.
Oh,
It's a
saw.
It's a
Yeah,
saw, M249 saw.
M249.
I gave that to Tunnel Rat.
But it
custom.
seems like too much of a powerful weapon because I mean, the name Tunnel Rat is kind of like, in the bushes, under the tunnels.
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
Well,
That's a big blaster, dude.
Well, he don't. Well, he don't take that in the tunnels with him. He's got the
Yeah.
357 with him.
was Larry Hama trying to overcompensate for something with the big gun?
You ask him. That's a guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
We have the same name.
But
I
anyway,
don't want to insult him.
yeah, no,
Larry,
great
my name
choice
is Larry.
there. Great choice from Fred. And then we already talked about. Now we didn't talk about Big Ben. This is a great. This was revealed at the MCM Comic-Con.
Yeah.
With the images, and that mask is everything to me. The gas mask there, but as long as those are among the more realistic guns we're getting from.
Yeah.
As much as we love Gridiron and Mark II and everyone else, that they're starting to go realistic. He looks great, right? I mean, Tony, you want to take me through Big Ben real quick?
Oh man, yeah. His bandoliers are great. The jacket's good. He's got let's see, he's got the flag on his shoulder, right? Yeah. He's got he looks great, man. He looks awesome. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
What's up, Matt? We got, and I'm starring some comments. I know some people left longer comments, questions,
Right.
top 5 lists. I'll cover them before we get out of here. We're just flying through Fred Broca's list. He wasn't able to stay to go over it, but out of respect for him joining us and spending 2 hours, I wanted to fly through here. But yeah, this will be maybe a dark horse figure of the year for next year. Like when we get in hand, it might just be the favorite thing we have. And this is his wish list.
I could definitely see that being the dark horse.
Yeah.
Just because again, it is made to be a custom. Like it is, as long as you can fit multiple heads on the peg. If the pegs are too small for certain heads, it's fine because you can use sticky tack. It's when the peg is too big. I'm not drummeling anything because I don't want to ruin stuff. That's where you have a problem. Now they should all be the same size. I don't know why, but it is definitely meant to be an army builder.
Yeah, Big Ben looks
great
dope.
comments. Great points by both you and Bees. And then so his wish list, we had a super deep dive in a flash from Mark. So I don't even want to talk about it. Mark Weber from What's on Joe Mind was here, former head of Hasbro G.I. Joe, and he talked about Flash he says watch the replay. Okay, then we talked about grunts and shit for a while too, because we talked about mole rats. Where are they going to be? And then we got Steeler there too. So I know he's a big. So Fred Broca loves the OG-13, as you can see. His wish list is all OG-13. Steeler, any Steeler fans in the house?
I just made a custom of him too, and because it was easy. He's just he's a green shirt, but
Green shirt. Yeah.
But yeah, I had him. I got him with 2 different tones of green for his trousers and his top, like the Sunbow, and then I gave him a yellow T-shirt, like the one in the cartoon. It came out pretty good when you got Mark's loadout on him, you know. And same thing for Short Fuse, my first G.I. Joe I had besides Snake Eyes. You know, he looks great. You know, I mean, OG-13. I'm slowly making them. All I need to do now is Clutch, Flash, and Grand Slam, and I'm done with the OG-13. Well, they look. Wow. Oh yeah, I did Bazooka 2 and Grunt.
Well, that's Zap.
I'm sorry, I
Zap.
did Zap too. Yeah, I put. I used the head for Zap. I used Forge from Marvel Legends.
Grunt was announced though.
Yeah, Grunt was announced. Yeah, is this his wish list?
I guess Grunt was announced, huh?
Yeah,
But,
it was.
Well.
Yeah.
It was all OG-13, and at that point, a lot of them hadn't even been spoken about, so I just let him go with it. But either way, yeah, we did go at length about Grunt and but we didn't talk about Zap too much, though. I mean, anybody want to say anything about Zap?
Yeah,
Bazooka took his place.
Yes.
I still made him though. Yeah.
I don't remember him in the comic or the cartoon ever.
Oh, it was in the early comics. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the
one.
original. But all these figures here, all you have to do is sell a pack of heads and hands.
Yeah.
So you have different colors, different face sculpts, and people were gonna buy the shit out of these. And then people have all the green shirts, different colors, different straps, everything.
So Lawrence, I don't know if you collect Marvel Legends, but the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pack could be just some of these OG-13 that just with classified, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
that's how they should be doing it. I actually have the S.H.I.E.L.D., like the blue figures.
Yeah.
With the masks, they are actually part of Serpentor's group, Coil.
There you go.
Because Serpentor is not the leader of Cobra, this Cobra Commander.
Right.
So Serpentor has his own, and I used all the Valaverse bad guys, some of the S.H.I.E.L.D. figures, the Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
And Dr. Mindbender, because Dr. Mindbender, and he's cloning that traitor, Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna go over some comments really quickly. When we fly out of here, we're almost at the 3-hour mark. Some of you guys. So what time zone are you at, Lawrence?
Oh, I'm Eastern.
You're Eastern, and so is Baldy. And Tony's. What are you, an hour behind in Arizona?
I'm an hour in front of you, so it's almost 9
hour in front of me. Yeah, so we're getting late. Let's get some comments here.
I would be finishing up. I'd be finishing up watching Toy Anxiety right now, so this ain't even late for me.
It's gonna be midnight, right?
No, it's only 11.
It's almost 11.
I won't go to bed till 1 anyway.
Okay.
It's almost 11. Okay, great. So we go. All right, we got Flash, Night Vipers. We didn't really talk about those, did we? Techno Vipers, and we talked about the other Flash Viper and Night Viper. Good choices.
The rock and roll version 2 with a hat with a cap.
Yeah. Scalpel.
I don't know who Scalpel is.
Why you This is a deep list here. Raven.
I don't know. Hey, Batista, I don't. God bless you, but
Scalpel.
I don't know if this is a humorous list or is that Raven from ECW?
I like the Wild Weasel. I had Wild Weasel. He was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Bombshell's a great choice. You got Jeffrey Dixon. What are your top 2 small to mid-sized vehicles you'd like to be made? 60 100. We'll go with Tony on that since he was talking about mid-sized stuff.
I want an Awe Striker, the Doombot. I never had it. And well, to start off, I mean, I don't know if it's boring. Just I want a Vamp or the Vamp. What was the Vamp called for the Cobras?
Stinger.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the Joes. Give the Cobras some mid-size. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a Fang, make a Fang.
How about you guys?
I can see them doing a Vamp because it's
you can go both ways.
Stinger, it's a Vamp 2, it's a Vamp Mark 1. It can be the Dreadnought thing. It's been reused so many times. And That's how you're gonna get your money back. Because I think they put them on shelves. They don't go to like. I think they can go to fan channel. You put them on shelves, they're gonna be on clearance. Like Motu, no one's gonna buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Mid-size, they'll fly. Mid-size, they'll fly off the shelf.
No, I think you price the vamp right,
Yeah,
and you don't need a figure with it, right?
right.
You don't need a figure with the vamp.
They're gonna give you clutch.
Yeah, they'll probably give you clutch, but you don't need a figure. They
Okay,
could sell that on its own.
what you don't need and what they're gonna give you are two different things.
You don't need a fucking figure.
All right. I also
Give
need
me my
Santa Claus
vamp,
to
is
deliver my
all I'm
kids
saying.
presents, and he didn't.
Give me my vamp.
Oh man, that's great. All right. And then Pain Soy Samples. No, I haven't. So send me the DM. Send it to a Toy Kind of Mood Instagram, and I want to see it. I don't know. You guys familiar with what he's talking about?
Pain? No, I'm not. I want to see it. Shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, send it to us. We'll post it in our stories. And then do I have any info on the Joes? No, because I'm really trying to trim all my toy lines at this point.
They're not
I'll
coming
be
here.
in with what's up?
We're not getting them. They are
No,
not.
we're
being
not
released
getting
in the U.S. Yes.
There you go.
Oh wow.
So they're gonna be
Yeah.
international.
They did a whole thing on it when it first came out. And then Haya said, yeah, they're not coming to the U.S. It's like China release, which makes no sense. Real American hero, but not in America.
Damn.
Right here.
And it looks like they're all based off the original classified designs.
The next classified HasLab is a Thunder Machine. I wish.
Oh,
It's got
I
to be
would
something
love
Joe.
that.
It's got to be something Joe.
Yeah, it's
I
got to
like
be
it.
Joe. I agree with that.
And I think you have to have something to go against.
That's right. There goes KJ and DJ 5 Ash. Thunder Machine me up, baby. I've got all the damn Dreadnought customs. They're all riding bikes.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. I don't even want to think about vehicles at this point without having the his tank here. So, but I think we're good, man. Let's do some social media stuff. And yeah, before that, like and subscribe if you're joining us because you're friends, fans of the other channels and everything. Toy Kind of Mood, like us and follow us on Instagram as well. Really a big help. Appreciate that.
Yes.
And let's get into some socials here. And yeah, Mark was here earlier. What's on Joe Mine? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. every Friday. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to decode what all those leaks from today, the 21 listings. So I'll be tuning in if I can at 6 p.m. on Friday. And I can't thank Mark enough. That was a super fun, big fan of his. He's a great guy. And yeah, what a home run. And then yeah, Punk with Toys. There he is. Lawrence, you want to talk about your channel?
Well, if you want to hear somebody ramble on and do reviews, this is where you go. But everything is honest. I paid for everything. I'm not getting anything for free. But honest to God, you may not have my same opinion, but everything I'm going to give you is my opinion. And I'm going to point out the good and the bad. And I don't care what company it is. And then there is a live stream every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
I try and do a topic, but as Tony found out, the topic usually lasts about 5 minutes, and then we just go into rambling. And at the end of
Fun, though. Shit's
at
fun.
the end of the last one, we ended up talking about 80 sitcoms.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man.
great.
It's fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're all YouTubers. Almost everybody in the comments is a YouTuber. Most of our fans are YouTubers. You got to do something different, right? And we appreciate what you've been doing. Like, watch your reviews because it's long, ranty, conversational. It's different. And then some other guys, Bees, Baldy, they get to the point. They know their shit. So it's like if I only got 8 minutes, I'm not tuning into your review. But if I am sitting there on a Saturday, I'm making some coffee, I'm going over some notes. I want to hear you ramble, man. It's entertaining and it's fucking funny, and I laugh, dude. We all gotta have our place.
If you want a review that's getting to the point, getting you in and out, like if you're sitting at the store and you're going like, should I buy this? Do not stop on my review because you'll just be sitting there, sit down in the aisle and be like, oh, I should get awesome. No, I shouldn't. Oh,
we'll be talking how much he hates Tony Romo.
You'll stop on this one because they're 10 to 15 minutes long. So here we go, BaldyLockz. Talk about your channel, man.
Well, I'm glad that being fast and short works for you guys because it works for my wife. So yeah, it's
That's great.
I'm very new to
Oh.
I'm very new to YouTube and social media. I just upgraded from DSL. I got cable now, and I'm hearing about the Snapchat and the ticking and the talking. So maybe I'll work
Stuff
that in
drives
next.
me insane. Stuff drives me nuts, dude. I don't know.
Nah, man, my son actually really pushed me to do this. So
Nice.
I know
You're
I've been
doing a
on the
good job.
Facebook groups using sarcasm and some creativity there, and I feel like I'm not mean about it. I have a little bit of humor. I'm hoping to work that into some of these YouTube videos. But I'll tell you what, the classified community is like when I was a runner. When I was a runner, if you're in the running community, everybody welcomes you with open arms, and it's very communal. It feels like that with the G.I. Joe communities versus, say, some of the other toy lines out there. So it was,
Relevers.
yeah, but just some of the other toy lines out there. Like I'm a huge He-Man fan, and those groups are kind of brutal. So
Really?
it's just it's nice. So I'm hoping that I'm adding a little bit of value to your collecting, and I'm gonna do my best.
And it's nice to get early looks. So I always appreciate that. You know what I mean? So as you can see, I didn't even watch your Tiger Force Bazooka one because I had it, but now I will because I got to hang out here for 3 hours. I'll probably end up watching all the reviews because you're a good dude, man. You're real cool, very knowledgeable. So
Thanks, man.
I'm
You guys
glad.
are great.
I'm glad I had you on, and then we got what else we got? And oh yeah, he didn't stick around. I couldn't hear him. Everyone else heard him. It was very weird that the host couldn't hear a guest and everyone else heard him. I don't know why I could hear everyone else. But Fred Broca, he's always got really cool stuff on his Instagram. As you can see, he's a die-hard GI. He is the GI Joe collector. I mean, yeah, he's very dedicated to the real American hero aesthetic, and you can see right there on his sample. So yeah, go follow him. Good dude, and yeah, he had a good list as well. And then yeah, there's Tony's Figs.
There you go.
Love that Alpine.
Oh man, he was a lot of fun. I got some ideas from Stronox and Giles Gifford, and you give them props, and then you see how yours comes out, and then it was a lot of fun to make. Mark from Gridiron, he makes it so easy sometimes. It's like as half the work is there. Okay, there's his weapons, there's his pack, there's his headset with the cap. That's it. Okay, I know how to make them now. Boom, and then put them out. There's Steeler in his yellow shirt, his yellow t-shirt. But yeah, Tony's _ Figs. That's where I'm at for now, man. I'm too busy watching all you guys to make my own YouTube channel.
Hey, well, I'm glad. I'm honored that you're part of the team officially with a Toy Kind of Mood, and yeah, man, it's like having
Terradrome in the house too, baby.
Terradrome, the Terradrome. This felt like a Terradrome and a Toy Kind of Mood episode. I almost didn't want to.
What's the difference?
Well, here's it. Yeah, make it clear, right? So the reason I didn't call it a Terradrome episode is because our homies weren't here today live. They couldn't be here. Dreadnought Ryan, I mean, he wasn't even in the chat. He's super slammed with work in January. So Dreadnought Ryan Sweeney is the heart and soul of everything we do, and KJ is the brain, man. That guy can go, and they're both great customizers. They're both great guys, and they super knowledge of action figures. And yeah, there he is right there. Yeah, I love that. I'm glad he could join us here, at least with the chat. And a major shout out to Dreadnought Ryan. If he gets a chance to watch a replay, it'd be great. But so the Terradrome is our custom-based G.I. Joe show, a Toy Kind of Mood. We cover everything. So, and then Tony made it a Terradrome episode by making a comment on all his amazing customs. But it's all good. We're all it's all on the same channel. It's all a Toy Kind of Mood. But yeah, it's kind of like our offshoot. Because I mean, a Toy Kind of Mood, we cover Marvel Legends, we cover Star Wars, we cover freaking Bandai and all that. We cover everything. So I didn't want to just because otherwise we're just another G.I. Joe show. So I was like, let's do a welcome to the Terradrome. So that way we could still talk about our number one love here, which is G.I. Joe, but then it's a different program. So a Toy Kind of Mood can kind of still proceed to cover all the bases. So that's why we have the 2 shows.
It is so hard to break in. Like, it seems like you get pigeonholed into specific brands. I do my reviews and anything Action Force, anything G.I. Joe, whether it be classified or O-ring, usually do pretty well. I do Motu stuff, and I picked up almost every single Origins figure, and I've been doing reviews now for over a year, and it's like maybe 100 views, maybe 200 views.
Same.
It's so
same.
But, same with gargoyles. But I hit the G.I. Joe, I hit the Action Force, the gridiron that I did, blew up, and it's kind of like, so clearly the algorithm pushes me out to, military collectors, But the Motu, it's like, I'm going to keep doing it because it's something I enjoy doing. I mean, I'm not doing this for anyone else, but it is hard to break into. And even like, I watch Geek Dead Life. They mostly will look at Turtles, Ghostbusters, Motu, things like that. And you just
Superpower.
You definitely start to notice these groups that you get pigeonholed into. So I understand.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing. We're allowed to share the show in all the G.I. Joe groups minus one of them. And there's a lot of them. And all my friends are in them. When I post something in Transformers, Motu, Marvel, they take it down, they refuse it, they don't allow it. So it's hard to branch into those communities because all those popular Facebook groups are run by people who have their own channels. Or even, so what's great is I can post my show in your channel. I can post my show in Sergeant Slaughterhouse. I could post it in some of these other groups that have channels, and they embrace it. Right. They love it. And it's so funny how this community is so connected, but the second you step on anybody else's toes in any other community, they delete you, they block you, they ban you. So it's hard to break through, but I still love Star Wars. We have 4 great hosts on this show. Right. Toy Kind of Mood, Bobby, Ryan, and KJ, and they cover the fuck out of everything else too. So it's like, I'm going to keep going with that stuff. Yeah, our G.I. Joe shows are going to get 500 to 1,000 views, and our other shit's going to get 2 views or 100, whatever, 200. But we're still going to keep at it.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun. And that's what I was saying about Jeremy running that classified. Like, he embraces us putting your stuff in. As long as you're not being toxic in there, he runs, and I don't know if it's his, I know he's an admin, but he runs, such a good, Facebook group.
Yeah, I've been a part of that.
And I embrace, like, in my, my group, post it, in the Facebook group, It's not going to hurt me. It's not taken away from YouTube's very big. Like, there's enough for all of us. Right. If I watch, BaldyLockz here, it doesn't mean I can't watch your stuff. No one says I can't watch both of them.
Goes together. Yep. BaldyLockz goes together really good with Terradrome stuff too. Yeah.
I love it.
And I see Matt.
You can't call yourself BaldyLockz and then wear a hat the whole time.
I was going to.
I'm glad that you guys didn't wear hats because both Lawrence and I did. So I was like, otherwise we would have just been the hat gang.
Zen was wearing it the whole time. Yeah.
You know what? We got a couple.
Oh, did you?
I should have just been like this the whole time. Be part of the mustache wave. And the whole stream like this, 3 hours.
Oh my God, that would have gave us way more views. Man, you should have did that. So look, there's a couple questions, but before I get to them, I want to obviously promote my fucking thing. So Toy Kind of Mood, Instagram, check it out. I don't know, man. I think we don't have a lot of time to post all day, but we try to do it. We need more followers on our social media, guys. Come on, man. Follow us on Twitter. We have the same handle. We're easy to find. A Toy Kind of Mood on both Twitter and Instagram. Of course, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and check those notifications. And we're here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Sometimes we go an hour and a half. Sometimes we might go fucking 4 hours. We don't care. It depends. We got all kind of friends, awesome guests and stuff. And before I get to those questions, I got to promote my show on Friday. It's Friday the 13th, And there's going to be an Indiana Jones fan stream tomorrow with Hasbro, so I'll be touching on that. I got a special guest, Fabster 360, Fabster Live every Monday. He does Mezco, and it's Mezco 112 Day on Thursday. So we're going to talk a lot of cool stuff on a debut show. It's going to have a little different format. It's going to be cool. And that is going to be at 8 p.m. Pacific time. That's 11 p.m. East Coast. So yeah, if you're still watching us now, you're probably going to be able to tune in for that. And it's on a Friday. You might not work on Saturday. So join us. It'll be super fun. Lots of cool things every Friday. We're going to be shooting for the stars, Hollywood stars at 8 o'clock on Friday nights. And then just getting back to here, we got a couple more questions or answer. I don't know, Baldy, if he left or he just left his thing on. I guess he left.
I will say this: if you
but-
ever see me on the stream, it's probably going to go 4 hours. If you ever see Chris McLeod, it may go 4 hours in his opening segment.
Imagine both of you on a show. That would be a 9-hour Joe stream.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so
Travis, you're no
we-
better. You're no better.
Yeah, I
right?
all right, look, are we army building the classified line? I mean, I'm at 4, and then Python Patrol, I'm at 2 because I just ran out of freaking room. What about you guys?
I got shit. All I got is 1 Crimson Guard, 1 on the way. I'll probably stop with 5, like my Cobra Troopers and infantry, only 2 officers. So I kind of stopped army building at 3 or 5.
Yep.
So what am I army building? Lately, I'm just buying 1 of each. But I have 6 bats, 4 alley vipers. I think 3 of the original vipers.
They're like me, yeah.
3 of each of the Cobra officers, troopers. So I would say yes, I have been army building, but now it's just money's kind of getting tight with all this stuff. I mean, it doesn't help when you have kids and at Christmas they said, "Hey, here's everything that's supposed to come out, in the middle of next year," and you're going, "Oh, all right." But yeah, unless if you're like a static poser where you just have them standing there doing nothing, you don't really need to army build.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a static poser, my guys, but the Crimson Guard, I had 3. I had 3, but then I made 1 Fred Broca with the face. So then I was like, sorry, I had 4. But then I was like, I have Fred Broca as 1. And I'm not going to do 4 Fred Broca. Fred Broca is 1, but then I got 2. So I was like, I don't really want 3 with the 1. So I actually returned 1 of them, but then I'm going to get 2 of the retro carded ones with a different red. So I'll have my 5 kind of Crimson Guards, plus all the like Python Patrol and shit. So that's
Zen, are you army building?
Yeah, I'm actually cutting down now. I went a little nuts with the Cobra Vipers and stuff like that, and now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of some. So
yeah,
it's too much.
Yeah.
But you got to think. So even if you buy 1 of each, you have 5 Vipers. Your army building right there.
Right.
If you buy 1 of each, you're going to have 3 Cobra, Cobra Officer, Cobra Trooper, the Island Trooper. They're probably going to get a regular Cobra Trooper, to be honest. And then you're going to have the 2 females.
Right.
So either way, if you're buying 1 of each, I think now is when you're going to start looking at it going, yeah, you're army building no matter what.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm army building Cobra Commanders at this point. And Roadblocks, Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking army of Snake Eyes.
Well, the joke is always that give me another roadblock. We've only gotten 3 roadblocks. Snake Eyes makes up 10%, more than 10% of the line.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 3 roadblocks. I hate when people say 4 because that repaint is not a different roadblock.
No.
It's just a slight tweak.
With the heavy duty?
People say that. What was that?
The heavy duty one?
No,
that's
no.
the Cobra Island one is heavy.
The first one, who's actually version 2, they did a slight repaint. It's not another figure. It's just
that doesn't count.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah.
Now, the Cobra Commander and the Regal Cobra Commander, those are 2 different figures, even though they're the same number.
All right.
And the numbers are different color on the boxes if you have a look. There's a slight shade difference.
No kidding. That's a good find. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
if you put them next to each other, you'll notice that the number, I believe, is a slightly different shade.
It's dope.
But that Remo one, not a lot of people have.
I do want to make a comment though, is that I'm looking at my Star Wars setup and I have one of each stormtrooper and they look like an army and they're different stormtroopers. So like when people come to my house and I look at it, they're like, oh, you got a cool like stormtrooper setup, and not one of them is the same. They're drastically different if you really look at them. But that means if you set up your G.I. Joe with the same thing, no one's gonna notice, except for maybe the different colors. They're gonna think it's an army anyway.
My kids don't notice. And they'll be like, oh, you got something new? I was like, you watched me bring it in. I told you guys to be quiet while I'm doing a review. You probably listen to me talk about it, but you tune me out like I tune you guys out.
All right, so predictions. When's the next Joe stream? For us, every day, because you guys all watched it. We need hits. We need money. We're poor. No, for Hasbro, Joe stream. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a Yo-Joe January?
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. I mean, Sky Strikers coming. Get ready for all the shipping posts coming, right? Everybody's going to be posting. I got my shipping notification for Sky Striker, but we should start to see that Friday. I think we'll start to see that Friday, Saturday, over the weekend, and then people should have them in hand. I'm guessing by next Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
All right, at the bottom here, Matthew's comment all the way at the bottom. I talked to Matthew a lot, but I'm going to disagree with this. So when it comes to snake eyes, and I've said this before, and I'll try and make it quick, but good luck on that.
Good luck.
So just go back to his comment, wrote that was 000202A. So as I said, the repaint of snake eyes, I don't count because it's just slight repaint. The numbers didn't change. Fortnite one does not count because it's Fortnite, not snake eyes. So when people complain about getting all these snake eyes, very few people got 00. If they wouldn't have done 02, people would have bitched about it. Oh, we didn't get it. It was, it was it was an exclusive. I wasn't able to get it. So there really aren't as many snake eyes that you think because you couldn't get them all. There's too many. I'm not saying that. But when people think about it, it's like most people didn't have the 00.
There isn't too many because
in your collection, I'm saying released.
Released.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of Wolverine, right? There's a lot of Luke Skywalker, a lot of Mandalorian.
Right.
You need these driving forces. You need your Spider-Man, and Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe is the guy right there. So I mean that's just the way
he's
it is.
The Spider-Man.
And I heard McFarlane is going to release a Batman figure.
Wow, that's crazy. Breaking news.
I think you just released another Batman as you said that.
I can go to Walmart right now. They're all over the freaking place.
It's unbelievable.
Guys, I'm hungry and I gotta pee and I've had to pee for like 3 hours. So what else we got? I just want to say hi to some people. What's up, David Warren Hernandez? He's been on the show before. And
David,
2023 fridge. Man, I don't know about that. We'd love it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
From what I understand, he won't do it.
Oh, really?
Everyone said the fridge will not do another. He won't, or his family won't let him license it or whatever. The guy needs the money.
I guess he likes being poor. He doesn't want money. All right, yeah. Anyway, we gotta go. That's enough. Hey, so for Travis Moody, Toy Kind of Mood 107, most anticipated G.I. Joe classified figures of 2023. Thank you, Mark Weber. Thank you, Fred Broca. Thank you, BaldyLockz Reviews and Pimental. Thank you, Punk with Toys, Lawrence, and Tony's Figs, Anthony Romo. I'm Travis Moody. I'm gonna see you on Friday night. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Keep talking to me.